Stream elements. Artextric is now live. Streaming Dota 2, plus. Artextric. Send stars to show your support. Siri_bot. Hi at Artextric, Twitch is introducing changes to bot accounts. To ensure Siri_bot continues to work as expected, you'll have to re-auth the bot. Please visit https://siri.bot/auth when you are able. Thank you. Siribo love. Siri_bot. Siri_bot has joined Siribo love. Stream elements. Artextric is now live. Streaming art, drawing character design KIT TikTok gifted OC commission Artextric Vtuber part 5. Botrix. Botrix has correctly joined the channel.
Okay, let's get this party started. Alright, there's one, and there is two. Okay. Hello everyone. Everything up in order? I good stuff. Let's go! Let's go! Alright. So today we're going to focus on putting these clothes on her, and then we're gonna do the shirt or the blouse. I don't know what it's called, but the shirt, and then the skirt, and then anything lower. I don't think she put any stockings, but fix the shoes, and then we'll move on to either 3/4 or expressions. Hello. Oh wait, hold on. You guys are gonna complain. Hold on. There we go.
Says I think it's a type of fancy shirt, lol. It's a girl's shirt is all he'll say.
So let's just get straight to it. Today we might talk about some topics about, I don't know, something that's going on in pop culture. Yeah, like what's going on with the Justice League situation again, but we'll get to that a little later.
Says thankfully I'm feeling a bit better. Still feel a little feverish, though, but better.
That's good. Let me see. Now, let's see. Copy, paste. Grab this. This. So I'll do each piece.
Says, oh yeah, your little loading intro on the live is neat, BTW.
It's okay. I made it, but I don't know, it's alright. But thank you. I don't have to equal that the wrinkles. I don't think so. Let me go check real quick. Both pinches. Alright, let's see. Do they have to equal that of wrinkles? I don't think so.
Says, hey Jace, are you ready for it to be February soon?
Yes. I guess. Every other day. to stretch it out. Okay, there's this part.
Says why did that circle give me the wrong impression? Sorry.
What?
Says good afternoon, everyone. Says NVM, Mao NVM.
Hello. Hello, Brian.
Hershey. Sub_Hershey lurk.
Hey, Hirsch. What's going on?
Arian. I've always been kind of curious about cyber anime. I see them sometimes on Pinterest but can't tell if it's art-based or AI generated, but whichever they are, they're kind of cool, not gonna lie.
Well, exactly, it doesn't mean it's art focused, it could just mean it's just about cyberpunk stuff. Looks so weird from this angle. Looks small. Why does it look so small from this angle?
Says hello.
Hello.
Says it via Piendiari Kale, welcome to the stream. How goes it? How are you?
Oh, yes.
Thank you for the follow, for the share.
Says there was the share voice. I nearly jumped out of my seat.
Mm-hmm. That was the share voice. this part. What the hell?
Says I could see Teach doing this and making a knock out of it each one he draws for a client.
What do you mean?
Says you know making your own character for the client and yourself.
At the same time?
Says it's basically your character, but for a client, so I guess it would work.
I want to say it's mine. Given that they're bringing creativity to it, I'm just building it at this point. Um.
Says you sound a little tired, Teach. Hope you're doing okay.
I'm fine.
Says this character you're drawing. Does she remind you of any particular anime character?
Nope. No, baby, no. No Peronis.
Says just thought I'd ask, lol.
Hold on.
Says, hey, Teach, would it be alright if I send you something on Discord? It has to do with your hair.
Okay.
Says I'm drawing your character, so. Says send it.
Okay. Fuck. Oh, wait, I did it backwards. What am I doing? I'm stupid. I didn't think of this. I'm so dumb, I didn't even... That shit. There you
Says I almost feel like a goof. I haven't drawn Chibis in nearly 4 years, almost.
Okay, let me go check. Okay, so this is a achievement I'm trying to do, but with the way the architect is, it's tricky since okay, so first thing, what you want to do it's quite simple. Since this is a 3/4 view, what you want to do
Says the hair was a little different and yours is curled, so that's why I asked.
so So what you want to do is capture. Okay, so to draw this character, or mine, I always have to keep in mind this, everything's at an angle. So even though his hair is matted, which is funny because my hair is currently in a ponytail, so it's funny. Bring this up now.
Says yeah that part one understand. Well now.
It's funny because the girlfriend said my hair is too long. I need to cut my hair. It's in a ponytail as we speak.
Says it's the curls or braids or whatever those are.
Let's see. Okay, so let me get this out of here. The head is way too...
Says I tried them once, but the mats that come from them I can't.
lower. Hold on. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm trying to fix my hair. You like the stream? Okay, thank you for liking the stream.
Says, hey, I told you I'd include you in a sketch and in keeping my promise.
Oh, that's so nice. Okay. So I'm gonna curve this over here. So. Alright.
Says the headpiece I got down all right, but now the hair is what stopped me in my shoes.
I understand. I understand.
Says I would draw military stuff more often, but they have a bit more detail, so it's tricky. Says Meep.
Meep.
Says it more or lathers Meep.
Okay.
Says I really think you should try the tracking with your iPhone. Instead, it's way better.
Fine. I'll do it next time.
Says it Artextric Meep. Says what's odd though is I used to draw this all the time as a kid. Says okay, cause I'm working with mine right now and it's so smooth looking to get the Bridger but the money. Says oof.
You mean the V-Bridger? You don't have it?
Says I wonder if there's a way he could copy his hair into the sketch.
So, let me see here.
Says okay.
You don't have it? I thought you had it. Ain't that free? Or...
Says strangely, no, it won't let me use it.
you have to pay for it? Okay, so when it comes to...
Says yes.
how much is it? Okay, now when it comes to the hair, let me see. All right, it's not exactly the same, but you got the point.
Says to make this work, would I press skirt your hair and then add the hat?
First, I'll put this. Put in the bandana first. All right. This is at angle. Sure it is at angle. Okay. 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 We always want to know where the point of tension is. Everything goes to here. So that means I make the hair go like this. Oh, actually no, it's spread out. My bad. And we must go back here.
Ariane, teach, please don't laugh at this, but the way you're drawing this, I feel like I'm accidentally drawing you as a sumo wrestler with the bandana.
Hmm. That.
Says I'm out, kind of. Says he has the curls the banda has ready for battle.
Yeah. Okay.
Says I could be wrong about this, but I heard some artists use this method before drawing the character as... Says an anim character.
What's the method?
Says drawing the chibi as a certain style, then drawing it again, but in like more detailed anim style.
Well, that's an option you can try. So basically what I did the entire time from drawing this, oops, I got to, hold on. Okay, so basically what I did was that with the hair, all I did is just look at it as like spiky hair but chunky. And just round it at the ends. I didn't really do anything different with the hair compared to any other anime character's hair. So like if I were to redraw this in the same fruition like this. Right. The only difference between the two is that when it comes from the head,
Says gotcha.
the widening of the head is like this, and then when it gets to the end, it gets narrow, right? It's just widen, narrow, widen, narrow. So depending on where it starts, it's gonna be start here, it's gonna be wide, and then when it gets narrow. But the point is that with mine is that it stays pretty consistent. It doesn't get smaller. It just stays the same, almost the same width of hair, and then it's just short. That's it. So it's just shortened and rounded. There's no in and out. There's just one cohesive hair chunk.
Says yeah, your hair is like tight curls, kind of.
Yeah. So I just kind of find it funny now that
Says
I'm
makes
doing
sense, thanks. I got it from here. Thanks, teach.
Alright, and then remember to use your understanding of form in 3D perspective. If you're having a hard time with this, use some shading. It might help to a certain extent. So if I were to take this,
Says I'm a little bit rusty, but I think I remember how to do it.
okay.
God Mode 779.
Says shucks just for the heck of it. You want me to add in a catchphrase?
No, you don't have to. I don't think I have one. I don't think I have one.
Says lol okay. Cause I'll add one in if you want one.
Yeah, it's alright. You can do whatever you please.
God Mode 779. Bro, my Roblox avatar looks weird.
Says, but seeing you as a chibi character, it looks pretty awesome.
I guess so. It's funny because I'm looking, like, it's funny that you asked about me drawing the hair when my hair currently is in a ponytail.
God Mode 779. It does.
Hold on, God, hold on.
Says I could see you doing a redraw version of yourself, not gonna lie.
Oh, well. I might one day. But right now, I just wanted to give it a try for a split second. Yeah.
God Mode 779. What do you do when you have break from your work?
I go study. When I'm not working, I'm studying.
Says he'll give him the catchphrase. Bring it on.
Cool.
God Mode 779. Oh, makes sense.
Either I'm studying more art stuff or I'm studying my coding work.
God Mode 779. Nice.
I don't really have time to really do anything, or I'm spending time with the girlfriend watching One Piece or some stupid shit.
God Mode 779. Sad face.
Says must be tough sometimes. Your girl needs
God
attention
Mode
and love too.
779. I feel bad you never have time to have fun, do you?
Not really. I have responsibilities to take care of, so I don't have time to go out anymore. It's okay.
Says yeah, a person who can master both. That's real impressive.
God Mode 779. Hey, at least you are a really good artist and you are a chill guy.
Chill guy, I think I'm okay, to be honest. I think I can be a bit dramatic over things sometimes, but thank you, I appreciate it.
Says has chill once you get to know him.
Okay.
God Mode 779. Welcome, smiley face.
Okay.
Says a lot of people saying dramatic cause I'm always talking to myself when I draw my art.
God Mode 779. Are you tracing that army dud into you as a army dude?
I want to say trace. I don't trace. This is my drawing. I'm just looking at this drawing and applying it to what I see. But I don't trace work. I think that's pointless. It's not my thing.
Says he sort of used the reference, but
God
draw
Mode
it as himself.
779. Oh.
Everything you see here is, well, this over here on the side is the reference, but what I'm drawing is definitely from me. My interpretation of what I'm looking at here. But no, I don't do that tracing shit. I don't think it works. Some people say it works for them. It does not work for me. I don't think I learned anything from it.
God Mode 779. Oh, okay.
Like, that's my traditional art ways, how I look at things. I don't like tracing. I don't think it helps. I think it's a slippery... I know some people say it's helped them draw. I think it's BS. But then again, you know, not everyone's the same. So I can't just, like, write them off. But then again, I'm like... I would avoid using tracing as a method. I understand that in the animation industry or certain industries allow you to trace because they need to get a deadline done just for like one particular thing. They can look over that in most cases, but like when you outright just tracing and that's all you do, it's a slippery slope where you can just say I drew that when you didn't. It's like kind of like the AI thing. Or it can lead to a situation where you are copying other people's work and passing off as your own, and they can obviously see
God
that
Mode
you chased.
779. What is your favorite art you have drawn?
I think one of my two favorite ones
Arian.
was...
I thought chibi eyes were usually wide, but not sure if that applies to the boy chibis as well. I read it said to emphasize the eyes dramatically on female chibi eyes, but the boys?
No, they're pretty much the same. They're pretty much the same. Given that they're chibis, they're going to be more emphasized anyway, so...
God Mode 779. Hi Arian.
Yeah, I think the whole tracing thing is a slippery slope of hell. I think it's going to stifle your ability to grow as an artist, and it's going to lead to a slippery slope of cheating, because you're just going to
God Mode 779.
and then pass off as your
How
own.
long have you ever streamed for?
I think 10.5 hours. Okay, I can't take this anymore. Hold on. Let's listen to some Endymion. I can't.
Early access. And so there are some reviews showing up and players have impressions, and it's not looking good, fellas, I ain't gonna lie. Beyond that, I'll be diving into the DNA of this game and who is
God Mode
responsible for why
779.
things are the way they are.
Yeah, let's hear
as well
stuff.
as Warner Bros. Openly stating they want to turn everything they own into what Suicide Squad is. And much more, so let's begin. I've seen all the cutscenes for Suicide Squad, and the story is unfortunately
God Mode
not very good.
779.
In fact, it's exactly what
Wow.
was leaked a few weeks back.
Says
almost
Hez
to
to
the
sweet
letter.
sometimes he says
Think
hi.
I'm unfairly hitting the game down, but the truth is that its existence has confirmed the rejection of what players like myself want. Rocksteady, which made the Batman Arkham games, was seen as the pioneers of the superhero genre. They made
I
it
hate
look
tracing.
effortless how they were able to
I learned
create
this
such a
stuff better from
compelling
observing it and
replayable
observed, but
experience with
tracing
their
confused
Batman
me a ton when I tried doing it self solo for the first time. It helped once I looked up tricks for it.
No, I don't believe in tracing. Tracing can lead to a situation of people being big-headed.
More
too.
later.
Slippery
I
slope.
got to talk with Tom today. He sent the gift to see if it would spark another stream. He's too sweet. He says hi by the way.
Okay. Hello, Tom. Well, maybe it will.
They made it look effortless how they were able
God
to create
Mode
such a compelling
779.
and replayable experience.
Oh, I
with
just
their
suck at
Batman
drawing.
games. I
Sad
know many of
face.
you watching this love those games, as did I.
Says,
I
but
remember
yeah, it
playing
took me a
Batman
good
Arkham
amount of years
Asylum the
before
night
I
it came
adjusted
out.
to it
And playing
freehand.
it so much, I beat it the day it released as I marathoned the entire game due to how good it was. It was my game of the year when it came out, and I still consider that trilogy of Rocksteady Batman games, even the flawed Arkham Knight, to be some of the greatest
Hail.
superhero games ever made. Even games like Insomniac's Spider-Man took
Hello.
obvious influence from Batman's combat, and it makes sense. Because Rocksteady was a pioneer development studio back in the day, industry leading if you will too. They seemed like they could do no wrong, and fans were clamoring to see what they do next. According to one player, who's the YouTuber Scirocco, who many of you likely know, they thought the game was middling at best.
Oh, shit.
Scirocco was known for posting entire game playthroughs, cutscenes, and especially
Says
boss
they'll
fights.
even
They're
add
a
in his
great channel.
character in the
And
background
obviously,
to
Scirocco
lol.
plays everything that comes out in order to gain footage for their channel. So recently, Scirocco plainly stated what Suicide Squad was like on Twitter. They said, and I quote, "Rocksteady's new entry into the world of DC here.
Hello,
was it
hon,
worth the
how are
wait?
you?
The main story will roughly take you between 8 to 10 hours if you are focusing
More
on
later.
purely the main mission. The
So far
story
my
is quite
parameters with
unique
my
and
rig
does
is
keep
really
one
smooth.
interested. It also helps
I
that the
just
humor
want to
is
get
well
B
done.
Bridger to
A
see
lot
how
of the
well it is paired
nonverbal
with the
animations are
iPhone.
really funny, and when you can make comedy work with just an animation, that is impressive. I enjoyed the strange relationship this squad had. Graphically, the game looks great, although the performance is mostly stable. Being reliant on a server causes occasionally freezing stuttering to happen. Not exactly sure
shit.
what causes it, but having tried a co-op game and the freezing happening
Oh,
for both
shit.
players at once leads me to believe that the servers may cause stuttering or freezing for no reason at times.
Says I'll
something
just
to be
message
aware
you.
of. Regarding the
Okay,
quality of the game in terms of bugs, it's playable, but that's about it. I encountered a game-breaking bug every 1 to 3 hours. forcing
1
me
to
to
3
quit the game
hours?
and reload. Either the objective did not show up, enemies would become invincible, or cutscenes would glitch out. The game
Oh
is
my
quite
God.
generous in the loot it gives the player. I got many top-tier weapons without even trying, and while the weapons do not feel different and lack variety, their stats tend to make a big difference in how you will use them. Let's discuss the overall game design.
More later.
Bland, unoriginal, lazy,
What
and
game is he
repetitive.
talking
That is the
about?
best
Just want
I
Suicide
can
Says the
Squad,
game
hold on.
sounds
The
like
game
it wants
consists of
developed
spongy
right.
enemies
Yikes.
defending things, waiting in a circle and defending it from enemies, escorting a truck, and taking down node missions far too often. Quite literally, it's essentially the whole game, with some cutscenes in between the repetitive mess. Encounters with the Justice League are by far the best part of the game, but the boss fights love to throw constant minions at you every time you do a portion of damage. And it does not help that the enemy variety is awfully lacking. Without revealing who the final boss is, the encounter literally reuses a past boss with some extra minions sprinkled for good measure. Utterly lazy. The game leaves little reason to come back to it after you're done with the story. Unless you love grinding for loot, shooting things while turning off your brain, then it might be a game you can kill some time with. Suicide Squad feels like a game that exists because the publisher wanted a live service game and Rocksteady had to do it. There is no passion here, no
Says, oh
creativity,
yeah,
just
we
modern
company
gaming
just got
ideas that
updated
were
a
done
couple
in every
weeks
other
ago.
game, only better.
Says,
Rocksteady
well, if they
pioneered
made
the
all the
superhero
boss
genre in
levels
the
easy, it
past
would
and
be
inspired
pointless
many
for the
future
game.
titles, but
Obviously.
this is just an average game not
Says
worth the
Lethal
asking
Company.
price, end quote. Yikes, dude. I know some will say, well, this is a YouTuber, not a professional reviewer, but to be honest, when it comes to things like this getting reviewed, tell me what's the difference exactly between those two. Scirocco played the entire game already. It's been out for a day as of the making of this video. They experienced everything there was to do in it. And let's not forget that this is a game that somehow had a development cycle of 9 whole years. And you have people here already beating its entire content package in less than 15 hours. And there's already plenty of people on Twitter already stating they've hit max level with their preferred characters. So what is going on here? Oh yeah, and by the way, in case you do care, Scirocco gave Squad a 5.5 out of 10. Which is passable at best, but this is Rocksteady we're talking about here, so how did they go from being industry leaders to following trends? Part of this has to absolutely do with the fact that the people who are making Suicide Squad are not the same Rocksteady that made the Batman Arkham games, or at least not fully anyway.
Arian,
After all, back
what
in
are they so
2022,
upset
both
about?
of Rocksteady's
Aren't boss levels supposed to be almost impossible to beat sometimes? I don't get it.
Okay. It's not about boss levels, it's the overall game. The game is boring. The game is ultimately boring. Like, yes, it's fun to deal with the Justice League, but after that, anything outside of that is either game breaking, or it's either game breaking or it has problems.
Says, oh, I understand now. That was confusing.
Yeah, if the game it's the overall game itself. It's not like one or two things, because one or two things you just nitpicking at some points. But the problem with the game is the story. The problem with the game is the game breaking bugs, where he said 1 to 2 hours he had to stop the game, restart the whole thing, and all that great jazz. Hold on. Hold on.
Says basically the game sounds like it was checked right to me, TBH.
Okay, anyway. Yeah, so like, yeah, the game has a bunch of problems. And the way they marketed this game was it was ready to go, and now what people are realizing, the game is not ready. Or if it is ready, it's subpar at best. And now people are not happy about the whole Batman situation. Specifically Batman. It's not the whole Justice League. It does say kill the Justice League, but Batman's a different and special case compared to like Clark, you know. I don't know how you kill Superman unless you use some type of kryptonite like knife or something, or bullet or whatever. But it just doesn't make any sense, you know. It's just like, it's Superman, right? It's Superman, right? Like, you got the Flash Superman. Like, they have to write a narrative on how they get defeated. I get it, but like, it's almost near impossible to like imagine that people who have little to no powers can defeat people with godlike powers. You know, but, you know, you have to write a story, right? So you have to level the playing field enough for it to be believable enough. It might be absurd, but it has to be believable to
Says
it to be
cute
absurd.
Chibis.
So yeah, that's pretty much what that is.
Arian,
You know.
aren't they usually supposed to do like a certain amount of tests, like test runs, before they even let those games out to the public, to make sure
Says
they don't run
Warrior
into
Teach.
errors and glitches and stuff?
Yeah, but you know, this is Western development, so that can either come and go. I'm just saying, it comes and goes. You know, so that it happens. Look at Anthem.
Says Oof.
Look at Anthem. Like, I'm using I know Anthem's like the high extreme, but look at Anthem. That is a pinnacle of what happens when you,
Says it beanbag high bean.
when a concept becomes not nurtured the way it should be. for those who played Anthem, I played Anthem. I didn't buy it, but my friend did. I know he's regretting that shit. Look at fucking Avengers Endgame. Avengers the video game had a bunch of. They made sure to have microtransactions. They made sure to have a bunch of stupid costumes, but they didn't make sure the game was optimized and good. You know what I'm saying? Like this is Western development we're talking about.
More later. I love how you say that while your avatar is deadpan looking speaking with this, I don't care look.
Yeah. But so pretty much when I drew the character, to give you what reference, the reference based between the two is that the hair is just wide and just stays that way.
Says I wish these gaming companies were a bit more concerned about this stuff in their games.
No, they're more concerned about Sweet Baby Inc. They're more concerned about wokeness. They're more concerned about microtransactions. They're more concerned of loot boxes. They're more concerned of probably paid DLC. They're more concerned of live service games, which the game is a live service game. Which I believe anyone who bought the game now is going to regret and be shaking in their boots right now, because if the live service game doesn't do well,
Says sheesh, I hate to admit it, but you're not wrong.
like if the live service game doesn't do well, what that means is if they have to shut down production or just shut down the game completely, that means you have a broken game or a game that is not going to be played or can't be playable, but you paid a bunch of money. Let's just say you paid a bunch of skins. You won't get your money back. So you just threw away money for like digital skins that you either won't get back, or skins that you won't access, or skins that will be gone, or the game will be gone altogether and you won't be able to play it online with your friends. You won't be able to play it in general. Those who still have Avengers, the game, can still play
Says
it, but
true.
they can't.
I heard a gaming company had that, but they lost huge money
Sniper.
amounts.
That's what happens in
Be a
Western
support hero today.
gaming.
By using commands like
I honestly
/
think
donation and / cash app.
I honestly think the whole
More
gaming
later.
industry is going to blow.
I'm gonna just buy V Bridger Ek.
How much is it? I can give you the money for it. So yeah, I tried my best to give him something.
Says yeah, it's sad to see it. The gaming company, I think one got shut down cause it stopped working.
They did the same thing.
Says like when Overwatch took everybody's loot boxes.
Yeah. They opened
More
all
later.
my loot boxes. These assholes.
9.99 and no, I got it. Thank man.
Are you sure? I can give you the money. Yeah, like Overwatch, for instance. When I was hoarding all my loot boxes to do a whole YouTube video on my gaming channel. I had, what was it? It was, I had 2,856 loot boxes unopened. These are loot boxes I earned and loot boxes that I got either from the events or whatever, but never opened them. I never opened a single.
I once heard Nintendo almost got shut down, but they recovered.
I tried to hoard as many loot boxes as possible because I wanted to do a YouTube video. And I don't care for loot boxes, to be honest. I really don't care for that stupid shit. I know some people care about that, but I do not care for loot boxes in the slightest. I really do not care for them. I do not care for them in the slightest. I'm an old head. I believe that loot boxes should be not even a thing. I believe in earning the shit and just, like for those who played like the first God of War game on hard mode, or like the hardest mode on expert mode or whatever. That shit was hard to play, and then when you beat the game, you get like the Ares like skin, right? Or the God of War skin, or whatever the fuck. Like I miss those days when you had to do a certain task, or you beat a very hard like horde mode, for instance, in like Gears of War. If you beat all 50 levels on Insane, or all levels on 50, all levels all the way to level 50 from beginning to end on Insane, you get a special.
What's weird though is I heard Nintendo even became a partner with Sega as well and are allowed to use the Sonic characters with Mario as well. It's kind of
Says
neat.
yeah, when you had to grind.
Yeah, the grinding was worth it because it didn't feel like you wasted your time. But now the idea of loot box where you can just buy a loot box because of a task just cheapens the idea of even playing said thing. Like it's like the Star Wars thing. For those of you know who what I'm talking about, when Star Wars Battlefront came out, they started
More
realizing
later.
someone did the math on
Yeah,
if you
like in
don't.
Viva Pinata when you get all the pinatas you have to get the Golden Lion achievement. I think I still haven't gotten that one.
Yeah, that one.
Kind of what I retry that.
Yes, because let me put in this perspective. Like for those who played Battlefront, someone did the math on YouTube and showed how long would it take for you to get like one character, one specific character that you wanted, like say Darth Vader, or you wanted Luke or whatever, as a playable like Jedi to play as in the game for the minutes you have when you get the Jedi bonus speech or whatever the hell in the game for the time you get to. Um, he said you have to play about like 6 or 5 months or some shit just to get one character. So what they do is it's the psychological game of the FOMO thing. If for those who don't know what FOMO means, it's an acronym for fear of missing out. So what that means is it's like a peer pressure psychological method for those to get your say like for instance right now Overwatch has an event, an anime event for like My Hero Academia, right?
Says those
Um
games are good at making us keep wanting to play it.
but
They're good at motivating us.
for you to play the My Hero event, get the skins and shit, you need to buy the battle pass. And if you don't buy the battle pass, not only that you won't be able to participate into the event or get the skins, you can't play the game in general because you need to get the battle pass. This is exactly what Disney did way back when. For you to play Destiny games with your friends or even go on missions, you need to have DLC. If you don't have the DLC, you can't play with your friends. Even on the old shit, I don't even think they let you play on the old shit that you had, even if you had the base game for whatever it was. And I'm talking about Destiny 1. I don't even know about Destiny 2 anymore, but like back when Destiny 1 was just getting DLC, for you to play with your friends, you had to get
Says
the
some games
DLC.
wouldn't let you play a certain clip unless you paid for the exclusive content.
So like it's getting to that point where
Says pricey too.
the shit gets real pricey because for you to play Destiny, if I were to I'm just rounding this off. If you were to play Destiny 1 through 2 with all the expansions, you're dropping about $700. You're dropping about 700 plus. I'm saying I'm almost to $1,000. If you literally, it's like if there was without discount, if you literally just bought Destiny 1
Says dang.
all the way to Destiny
Says
2
yikes.
and the latest expansion and old all at once, you're dropping $700 plus. I'm telling you now. You had to be literally rich to keep up playing because remember, like I said, you can't play Destiny games even if you had like 5 DLCs and your friends had 7. You can't play with your friends till you have the other 2 to make up the 7. So it's the fear of that's what his FOMO is, the fear of missing out. So it keeps the people who's outside to want to get in, so they want to hang out with their friends. This is why games like Lethal Company works and it's blowing up because it doesn't push.
Says some games have the same thing, but the price is a little more reasonable.
It doesn't push the idea of like microtransactions. It's just a base game that is happens to be fun based on its features and mechanics. That's it. This is why indie titles are now blowing up more than they ever are. They're doing better than AAA because indies don't have the resources to do like the bunch of like microtransactions and shit. It's too much work, right? A live service thing, right? That's too much work for like a team of people, whether it's 20 or 30 or 40, you know. It's a lot of work, right? So it's best to make a game that's fun to play than make a game that is a live service because just because it's a live service game doesn't mean it's going to be profitable. It just happens to be a live service game that can be profitable but is not guaranteed to be. So it's best to guarantee yourself to build a better a game
More
that's
later.
fun than build a game that make
Yeah,
money.
apparently Call Duty Company is mad that Lethal Company beat them last year.
Yes, it's funny as hell. It's
Says plus the more people pay, the more money the company makes to. So it's a win-win.
Yes, but this is the problem because what happens with live services is that you're always constantly updating. This is why games like Fortnite and Genshin Impact does well, because for you to play Genshin Impact or for you to play Fortnite, and Genshin Impact knows their audience based on how fun the game is. They put fun first and then do the money after. This is why all these businesses fuck off, because they they put the carriage in front of the horse first. They don't put the horse. The horse is the fun. The horse is the
Says I
experience,
know,
right?
but it's impressive how well some gaming companies can keep up with the updates.
Yeah, but that's only if the game is fun. You can keep up with the updates. You can keep up the updates if the money comes in based on how fun your game is. That's the first thing you need to keep in mind. Keep the game fun first, and then the money will come. But if you try to put the money first and then make the game fun afterwards, because
Moralator.
there is a
You can play Genshin Impact completely free. Completely free.
Says
If
yeah, I
you don't
forgot
have that
about
problem
that
with
part.
FOMO, Genshin Impact is a nice grinding game.
See, the thing is why Overwatch and Genshin Impact
Moralator.
works is because
I have not paid a single thing in Genshin Impact. I've been playing for nearly 3 years plus.
like, okay, live service games are not built for normies. It is not built for normies, like people who have a 9 to 5 job, who have kids. It's not for you. What live service games is for whales. People who have money to money to throw away, money to blow away because they have a very expensive job, they work from home, or whatever their money, how they make their money. Those are for people who are whales. There's a term for those who don't know what that is. A whale is basically a person who's rich enough to afford things without breaking the bank, because they have a surplus of money that they can use, whether it's for a Twitch streamer, a OnlyFans girl, or a game they like. It doesn't matter what it is. These are people who are really wealthy, like sugar daddies to sugar mamas to people who just have wealth because they're either rich, they happen to be rich, they have a really great job, and they have a bunch of time off, or whatever the case may be, and then they just drop money. Like a Mr. Beast type person that will just drop a lot of money just because they can, not because they don't. Um, it's either it's an ego thing sometimes, or just because they have this much money and they're not gonna take it with them when they die. So I might as well just spend whatever I want. It doesn't matter what it is. You know what I'm saying? That's a term that we use in the gaming industry. I think anyone uses it at these days now. But it's called a whale. Someone who has a bunch of money, surplus of money to give because they can. In most cases, because they want to support their favorite streamer, OnlyFans girl, or like they just like their favorite game and they want to support it.
Yeah, I've seen those before on TikTok sometimes.
So,
but they are like intense gamers or work from home and can afford it.
Yes,
but when I say
thing.
intense gamers, I mean they go all out. Their room is transformed, etc. You name it, they have it. It's expensive.
So any of you whales out there, if you want to support your boy, if you want to support your chibi VTubing friend, I'm kind of funny. I'm kind of knowledgeable.
Moralator.
Come on.
Jace.
It is what it is. And if
people get jealous too, and the stuff they have is insane.
If you happen to be a furry, I'm not a furry, but I don't discriminate, because I hear you guys got a surplus of money. I'm just saying, if you want a commission, your boy ain't gonna discriminate. I know majority using the tech industry for some odd reason. A high surplus of furries are in the tech industry. Don't know why, but I know you guys got the green. So if you need that furry art, hit your boy up. I'm just saying. I have a fear of FOMO.
More later. Stop.
Let's go.
More later. Bad Jace.
Says LMAO.
Just marketing myself. That's all I'm doing. I'm just marketing myself.
Those guys are making me feel poor over here. LMAO. Moral either. Down.
It's funny, but yeah, but the point is that the issue with Western development is that they put money first before they put experience first. You're supposed
Says talk
they're-
to him, teach.
you're supposed to.
Says my wallet can't keep up with them.
Jeez, I tell you. But the thing is and the thing is, it's funny. It's funny. Rouge from Sonic was trending on Twitter. I was going to do some artwork of her, some very artwork of her on stream, but I was like, nah, I got this work to
Says
do.
what's their secret? I strive to be the character.
What do you mean? What do you mean by secret? My ponytail. Hold on. Hold on. Gotta fix my ponytail.
Says to be as rich to afford all that fancy stuff.
Moral either. XD ponytails.
Ugh. It's funny when you ask me to draw my chibi character and ask me how to draw the hair, given that my hair is a ponytail now. I was like, ugh. It's so tight though. Ah, hurts. Why did she make my ponytail
Moral
so
either.
tight? What the hell?
XD LOL.
The girlfriend said I need to cut it. It's too long. I was like, I don't think it was that long. It's like shit. My dad said I look like a my dad said I look like a samurai.
Arian. Why'd you make your hair so tight, teach?
Cause my
Poor
hair,
guy.
I needed a new look. My dad said I look like a samurai, so showing a shogun samurai. Should I look like an
Says
Asian?
samurai, teach.
I actually do. I'm not gonna lie. I looked at myself in the mirror. I was like, oh shit, I do look like a samurai. I look like a. Okay, I actually did. I was like, I look like I just came from Japan. It's like, fuck, I look Asian as fuck. I was like, oh. I was like, I see why they say Vietnamese.
Says Maui has the hair for it.
Moral either. It's unreal.
It's unreal. My sister was mad. She was like, "You have such nice hair." I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. But don't. It's like, stop lying. She gets mad. I said, like, stop lying. She gets mad. I was like, I was gonna show my mod, but I was like, nah, it's not that serious. And she's never seen my hair like this before. That's the funniest part. None of my mods have seen my hair like this before. I didn't know my hair can look like this, and now it's looking like
Moral
this.
either.
She's a paid actor. Don't listen to her. She's a paid actor. She's a paid actor. But yeah, now my hair's in a ponytail. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna
Arian.
lie.
Hey, teach, odd question.
Have
you ever done cosplay before?
No, but I have thought of doing it. And given how my hair looks, I might do it. like I'm not gonna lie. Like I really actually like how my hair looks.
Says it's expensive.
It is, but I actually like how my hair is looking. How it looks in a ponytail. Funny enough, because I always make fun of dudes with man buns, but like, I see why they do it. I feel refined. I feel older. I feel like an older man. I feel like what's the right word? I feel like what's the right word? I'm trying to think of it.
Says if it's that curly, all he needs is some curling products.
Like that's the thing. I always avoid doing that shit because I'm like, that's not for me. I'm not a big fashion guy or like cosmetics dude. Like I'm pretty simple. Pretty simple. Like just keep yourself keep
Moral
your
either.
hygiene high, but like just
You got the Sokka bun from Avatar XD.
yeah. I got the Sokka bun. I got the what do you call it? The wolf? What do you call it? The wolf
Says why
something?
not? It keeps the curls tame. Well, I was not joking on that one.
Hmm. But yeah, like
Moralator. Wolf tail.
wolf tail. Yeah, that was called. I got the Sokka wolf
Says
tail
wolf
thing going
tail.
on, and I was skeptical at
Says
first.
I seems a clean teach.
Like let's see. I see the clean teach. No, it's like I don't think
Says
you never
gals
see
with
my.
curly hair
More
fight
later.
it cause it gets so dang frizzy.
She was
It's
expecting it to
annoying.
be longer by how your hair is.
Yeah, it was. I was I was kind of stranged out how it was kind of short. I was expecting it to be much longer. But when I went to wash my hair and everything with the shampoo or whatever, and then she put whatever she put in my hair because she wanted to experiment. My hair's in a ponytail because she wanted to experiment with my hair because she was trying some new products or whatever, and then some new products that she was developing. So she put in my hair or whatever, and
Says
she
imagine
said it
how
came out.
curly it will get if it's cut though.
That was the problem. It was way too curly. It was all knotted in curls. It was so knotted in curls, like very like ribbons, like ribbons. It was a pain in the ass to unknot the curls, but it was in ribbons. But I got them out, and then actually I'm pretty sure if I didn't like comb out my
Says for
hair,
your kind of hair a medium short cut would work, I think.
like if I didn't comb out my hair, I'm pretty sure my hair would have been much longer.
Moralator. Man was becoming a Rasta before she got a hold of him
Yeah,
XD.
I was looking like a curly hair Rasta boy. But now she got a hold of my head, and then my hair is like much more. It's a lot more long. It's long. It's not long. It's
Says
short.
she must
Shorter
love
than I thought.
styling your hair.
I was against the idea because I'm not a big style guy. I'm very. I don't like doing all that shit. My one friend is all about asking me what I'm gonna do with my hair. He's saying that your hair looks so coarse and X, Y, and Z. He's like, I got products for you if you want to use them. I'm like, nah, bro, I'm good. I'm a simple guy. I'm just a simple guy. I'm not into like, I don't have no problem looking good. I just don't have
Moralator.
like the wanting to
I would love to
be
see his
seen.
reaction to what your hair is now.
Says
Oh,
I don't
I
like
know
it too
you'll say.
much, but giving my dad an occasional haircut is all he'll do.
Like, I actually
Says hi.
I like the ponytail because like I'm looking at myself in the mirror and my hair I feel refined. I feel like when my dad said I look like a samurai, I was like, oh, I look like I went through the shit. Like I feel like I went through like a whole bunch of shit, left society, lived on the farm somewhere or like a Japanese farm, and lived like off the land. That's what I look like. I look like a Japanese retired uh samurai. Like I'm retired from doing like samurai work. I'm just a farmer now. I look like a farmer. I look like a Japanese farmer. I look like a Japanese farmer. Um, who's retired. I don't do that shit anymore. That's not me. That's not me. That was my past life. I don't do mercenary work anymore. Mm-mm. Oh man. Nah, that's not me. That was the old me. I live a
Moralator.
quiet life now.
You're a tired Japanese
Businessman.
businessman that was tired of the rat race to buy a farm out in the middle of Japan and now
Mhm.
it's rocking a wolf tail, and
Yeah.
a sweet farmer 10 lol.
Yeah. I wish I could show you guys, but I can't do that. But like, I know my mods can. At least I know that Bean will. I was gonna show her last night, but I was way too tired to bother. So I was gonna send her a picture, but I was like, nah, it's not that serious. Like my hair looks completely different than it usually is. So
More
when she
later.
sees it, she's like, oh shit.
We'll keep your privacy hidden. We're good
We're
mods.
good mods. Yeah. It's funny because like it's I think we're near done with
Says
this.
Teach telling his stories to the bartender.
Yeah. Oh, Bean, does she have stockings on, or she's just
More
totally
later.
like what? Is she wearing leggings?
I
What-
don't know about Bean though, lol. Arian. My dad used to call my poor hair a rat's nest cause it was so wild back in the mornings for school. Tried ripping my poor hair out too. Cause my
Okay.
hair is sort of like curly springs that can go wild, it's annoying sometimes.
See, for me, I like combing my hair when it's wet. It makes it much easier to comb my hair when it's wet. I like it when it's wet because like it's just much easier. I don't like knotting it out when it's like totally normal and dried out because it's just a pain in the fucking ass just to deal with it. So it's best to wet the hair. I think, in my opinion, for others, may that might be the opposite for them, but I think it's much easier for me. My
More
dad's like, "Are
later.
you sure you're my son?"
At Arianwo, I feel you, I was sick my hair and braids for like ever and then deal with it once in a while because it was as hell with all the coils.
My dad's like, "Are you sure you're my son? You look super Japanese." It's like, I was like, "Oh, Dad, come on." Like, it's not enough I be accused of being Hispanic. I'm being accused of being Asian. I'm being accused of being of mixed races, right? It's like I get it enough. Get accused for a bunch of things. I remember one time. I can't mention that. I can't. Damn it. That is one. That is a funny story. Um, I actually do like my hair in a ponytail. I think I will keep this for a while.
More later. Face with tears of joy, face with tears of joy, face with tears of joy. Arian. I have to use a lot of expensive product just to keep my hair down and tame or else it goes wild.
No. I think my mom was against the idea of my hair being in a ponytail, but I think she might come around on it. But then again, I don't think she won't at the same time. My dad likes it. I like it.
More later. He's not wrong for that question, even I'm questioning what you are with this hair change.
I feel like, especially with my bandana on with the ponytail, I feel like
Says yes. It's
can't back
annoying
into
and I
that.
don't like it if it's straightened.
Like, let me fix the camera. Look at my looks like my avatar's gonna have like a neck aneurysm. Shit. Okay. So as far as I see it, we did the skirt. We did the shirt pretty well. The eyes, the nose, everything is pretty much done at a certain extent.
More later. You do look good, thumbs up.
I know. I like it. I might do this more often. Actually, I actually wanted to. Now looking at it now, I kind of want to grow my hair extremely long now, just for the ponytail. I feel so like I feel at peace with
Says yeah,
myself.
he doesn't look like he has much of a beard though.
Oh, I do, believe it or not.
More later. Was the process horrible or did she do a good job?
I think she did a great job. She did burn me once, but I don't think she was paying attention. But I think it was pretty good. It was pretty fast.
Says yeah, black ones fishnets.
Yeah, black ones, fishnets. Black ones? Okay, fishnets. Okay. Send me some references. Maybe you might have a
Says
specific
oh not
fishnet.
those. Says you want a reference.
Yes. When she used the flat iron, I was like, oh.
More later.
I was kind of scared.
Auk how it is.
I was kind of scared of the flat iron. I don't know. She might. I think my sister has a good future in doing hair. If she doesn't want to do any of the other stuff she's doing, she should. The restaurant business, she should at least get into doing hair.
Arian.
She'll do
I
fine.
see too many characters with fishnet stockings who look like Playboy bunnies.
Yeah, that's why I want
Boy.
her to pick one, so I know what she wants. Or this is maybe there's a particular one I'm not sure of. So She can go find some. While she's going to find one,
More later.
she should get into hair. She's already into like a bunch of products anyway, so it's like, why not? It'll just be the whole like well-rounder, you know, her own salon and products that she sells of her own stuff. You know, it'd be like anything, you know, and they're they're all organic. Can't speak. So yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I look exotic with this ponytail.
More later.
I'm kind of feeling myself.
Jack of all trades, master of some.
Yes, master of some. Master of some. My sister's really well versed in a bunch of stuff.
She needs someone to experiment on. And you're the chosen one.
Chosen one, let's go. Alright, well, I'm waiting on Bean to send me more of the reference for the legs.
Co-founders Sefton Hill and Jamie Walker left Rocksteady to create their own development studio. This is a massive red flag considering these two were absolutely integral to what made Rocksteady an industry-leading developer. Sefton Hill leaving Rocksteady is the
Says he'll
equivalent
BRB,
of
I gotta let
Hidetaka
my
Miyazaki
dog out.
Okay.
leaving From Software. In case you don't know who Miyazaki is, he's the man who conceptualized and directed games like Demon Souls, Dark Souls 3,
really like a really good brother to like let her play with your hair XD.
Exists and has become
It was scary. I didn't want to like do something to my hair and I get burnt and then I got a big mark on my face. On my head. The side of my head. Got a good burning, but like that's why I can't do makeup. That's why I can't get into makeup and shit. I don't know how people get into makeup. That shit was just I can't. I don't have the patience for it. But she really wanted me. She kept on begging me. I was like, you know what? What's the worst gonna happen? It's not like I go anywhere like that, so it's might as well just see what happens. So even if I get burnt, I'm pretty sure it'll be like one nick and no one will notice. Plus, I don't go anywhere like that. I'm always home because I'm always working. So it's like it makes no sense. Like I might as well just give her to whatever she wants and then see where it goes. For all I know, I might actually like it, and I actually do like it. I actually do like the ponytail. I want this more often. I actually like this more than my regular hair. I might give my avatar a ponytail one day. Like a switch option between the hairs. I think you can do that with hair now with in that particular way.
Become incredibly influential because of Miyazaki's influence and forward-thinking vision. If he were to leave From Software suddenly to create another studio, it would be an insanely huge, massive red flag. The point I'm making here is that Sefton Hill was to superhero games to what Miyazaki is to Soulsborne games.
Damn.
Losing people like him and Jamie Walker suddenly amidst
More
the development
later.
of Suicide Squad at a studio,
That is so cool to give you hair on your avatar switch option and people can pay this with your hair.
These sorts of things usually happen because the creative visions are at a standstill and both parties cannot agree on how to shepherd whatever it is that they're making. So when I saw that Sefton Hill left Rocksteady, I knew this was bad news for Suicide Squad. And now that the game is out, it's clear that Rocksteady is no longer the same developer we once knew, and instead it's been infiltrated by activists and diversity equity index morons instead. Consider the fact that Suicide Squad has already been documented by early access players to have many woke pandering tactics seen in other games. Rainbow flags aplenty, as well as having consulting agents baked into the DNA of its very fabric.
Actually, she said she could have made it even more straighter. I was like, you know
More
what?
later.
Next time we should do that.
Kind of glad you're happy with her experiment on you. Most of the time when someone was experimental on someone, it doesn't go well XD.
True. But like that, the thing is for me is like, she said she could have made the hair more straighter than before. So I was like, you know what? Next time we'll do that. I want to see how straight it can actually get. Alright, cool. Oops. Sorry, I stopped the game. Sorry.
And God of War Ragnarok before it are all clients of the woke company known as Sweet Baby Inc., which is a consulting firm that, as they put it on their website, whatever your story needs, we're here to help. We tackle narrative and character in any form, keeping emotional resonance and authenticity at the heart of our work.
Really?
We do story pitches, world building, character creation, narrative design, story feedback, and tweaks, and more. We believe that representation is key to connecting players and audiences, and we offer a few ways to help your team and project gain the perspective needed to make it happen. We're part of an inclusive and knowledgeable community of diverse consultants able to cover a wide range of cultural and sensitivity topics. Our approach leads with the creation of joy in marginalized players and seeks to be additive rather than strictly corrective. We do cultural consultation, sensitivity and inclusivity reading, risk and opportunities assessment, and more. I just want to give you some quick examples of how Sweet Baby has weaseled their influence into other games. Remember that Spider-Man 2 has a mission where you play as a deaf girl who vandalizes property and forces the player to stand still and witness a gay couple asking each other out to prom by removing your agency as a player.
Yeah, that's
Then
really
you have
weird.
Alan Wake 2, which originally had Saga Anderson as a white woman, but weirdly enough, once Sweet Baby was attached, Saga suddenly turned into a black woman out of nowhere, which not only breaks continuity between Alan Wake 1 and Control, but it was clearly a choice designed to push diversity and representation into a project that they felt didn't have enough of it. And who can forget in God of War Ragnarok, where in a game set within the mythological landscape of Norwegian Norse mythology,
yes, there's
they
a black
decided to
woman.
make Anger Boda into a small black girl.
Yes, that was
when,
weird.
Statistically speaking, there would be no black
That was
indigenous
freaking
people within
weird.
that region of the world.
I'm not gonna lie, that I found that very strange. When
Man, they just can't lay off with the characters on these games, sheesh.
bro, that weirded me out. I'm like, this is Norse mythology, right? This is where it's gonna be predominantly white guys. It's gonna be just only white people, right? So that's kind of expected. Imagine if we was doing an African, like, what if they was doing an African game and then they just somehow changed like a particular like African mythos
Says weird.
into a white guy.
I cringe.
Right? That is so weird. I would find that so annoying. Like, wouldn't you find that annoying if there was like an African mythos they had to do in God of War, and they, for some odd reason, a character that is predominantly okay. Let's not use African. Let's use Egyptian, right? Like the whole Cleopatra situation. Do you see what happens when everyone kept on saying when Egypt took it upon themselves to prove the fact that she was not black, she was of Greek descent or so. Imagine that. Imagine we took something that was, like I said, the African thing, and then make one of the characters into straight up a white guy, an Irish person with an Irish accent. People will be confused. Your head will twist backwards. You're like, what? Like, that doesn't make any sense. This is predominantly Africa. Where is this white guy coming from? You know what I'm saying? That will blow your mind.
Arian. Yet it was creepy.
Sure,
It
you
blows
could say,
your mind
oh,
for
you're
real.
overblowing
It's so weird.
this, but I'm not. Looking at what Sweet Baby has done to Suicide Squad, we can see on their website that they worked on specifically with this game, script writing, banter, cutscenes, barks, audio logs, etc. And this shows within the game's story, by the way. I guess I should say spoilers onward for Suicide Squad's story from this point on. So if you still actually care about this game's story, which honestly it's terrible if you keep watching, but I'll give you a second to click off just in case you don't want to know what happens.
Does anyone care? Because, I don't know, maybe some of you in here are listening who are brand new to my channel. Does any of you care about this spoiler he's about to drop? I don't. I don't care for it. I'm not going to be playing this game. I don't see myself playing this game. I don't see most people playing this game. I don't see this game even lasting more than a year. I don't even think this game's going to actually last more than 6 months. I'm dead serious. Like, is it really a spoiler if you already know the game's going to be trash? I don't think that's a spoiler, right? I don't think so.
Says nope.
Okay. Alright.
Okay, still here? Like I said, this woke consulting firm working on script writing and things like cutscenes, and of course, since this game is called Kill the Justice League, you do exactly that. You kill every single one of them in the game's story. For example, characters like Green Lantern get shot in the head without remorse by Deadshot, and Lantern's death is played off as a joke, of course, as well. He's even left in a set of Green Lantern boxer briefs after the ring is pried from his dead body. So it wasn't enough to just let him die, but Lantern is humiliated and then stripped down as well. Another death is the Flash's, who dies in this very convoluted fight that ends with the character just lying dead on the ground. Of course, Captain Boomerang decides it isn't enough to just let Flash be dead and decides to pull out his dick and piss all over Flash's corpse.
Are you
So yet
serious?
again, we're treated to another famed superhero being reduced to a joke and their death means nothing.
Are you
Another
serious?
character who dies later on is Superman, who after another long-winded fight convulses and falls down laying dead at the squad's feet. His death doesn't feel like a big deal, it's just played off as if, okay guys, Superman of all people is dead now. Thankfully,
How?
nobody pisses on him or strips him of his clothes, but they treat arguably one of the most iconic superheroes of all time like he's a stepping stone more than anything. Then, of course, there's
I think
Batman,
I heard
who
someone
think
say
you
on
need
this
to see it to
particular game
believe
they
it.
were trying
Remember
really
that
hard not to
entire
let this
takes
game get
place-
released. To
What
be
the
honest, I wish
hell?
they'd call it back.
Okay, Flash does not deserve that. I don't care if you don't even like Flash. I don't even care if you hate Flash. I don't even care you're the supervillain of Flash. That is not needed. Because Flash has defeated you several times, Boomerang, and he didn't piss on you. What the hell? If anything, you're the criminal. What the hell?
Says, yeah, I know. Nobody disrespects someone like that.
That's that. Like, you don't even do that to the ops, man. I understand if you have a problem with ops, but you don't piss on your ops. Come on, man. Like, that's, and especially when your ops are not even in their own sane mind. Remember, these characters are being brainwashed or being used to destroy the world, right? These are heroes, right? And for them to get pissed on, you know what I'm saying? That's not cool. Like, what the fuck? Like, is that supposed to be funny? Is that what it is? It's supposed to be that Suicide Squad humor where it's supposed to be dark. I don't think there's a fine line between a dark joke and just a distasteful one, and that is not needed.
Within the same universe and timeline as the previous Rocksteady Batman games. This is the Batman we all played as, and this is what happens to him. So, here's a clip.
Joker used to
I
be
understand
real good
guys
at
do
hurting
it
people
unless
with...
they really don't like the person, but that's in rare scenarios. They usually have a bad background. But
Yeah.
doing their business on a person? It's sickening.
Yeah, that's not cool.
words. But you, boop. Even when you're evil, you're still too good. You had a good run, Brucey. Flying around Gotham, punching bad guys, cleaning up the streets, causing long-term mental and emotional damage to everyone you knew. It's our turn now. After all we've been through. Oh. Bet you didn't think it'd be me at the end, huh, Bats?
Are we done with your bad stand-up routine?
Almost. But you always gotta end on your best joke.
Look at this girl. No, really look at her.
No, I
She's
didn't look at
gorgeous,
this.
right?
No,
And
she's
she's
not. That's crazy.
As you can see, Rocksteady offs their own iconic legacy character and plays his death like it's a joke. Batman, the Arkhamverse version, which many consider to be the definitive version of this character in media, is killed by Harley Quinn and his death is played off as a joke. After defeating the Joker, Ra's al Ghul, Bane, Poison Ivy, Scarecrow,
When did Harley
Red
Quinn
Hood,
get
and
so
more,
dark?
our beloved Batman,
I
played
mean
by
for
Kevin
real.
Conroy,
I knew she
is
was off, but that is insane. Loudly crying face.
Hood and more, our beloved Batman, played by Kevin Conroy, is murdered in an alley just like his parents were, and his death is but a joke. And I would argue the way Batman dies here and the entire plot of this game, to be real with you, retroactively makes the Batman Arkham games worse now. Because we know everything those games did leads up to this moment. This is our Batman, guys, and he's dead, and he's quickly forgotten about. What weirds me out especially is how Harley Quinn says it's
Says
our
I heard
turn
something
now.
changed
It's
with
our
her after
turn
the
now.
Joker was done
She
or
says
something
everything
like
else
that.
in her typical upbeat voice, but it's that one phrase specifically that stood out to me. She says it with malicious intent, as if that's not Harley speaking to Batman.
Says,
But instead,
dude, you are
Harley
unique, you rule
represents the
from
new
Bayshore.
Rocksteady, standing over the bruised and beaten corpse of the previous Sefton Hill and Walker-led version. And then putting
You're a unique rule from Bayshore. Thank you.
a bullet in Batman's brain is but an insult to their legacy, a cleansing of the slate, and a complete rejection of their hard work in existence. That scene represents more than Batman dying to me. It's the death of Rocksteady's soul as a developer. And circling this all back to how Sweet Baby's woke feminist charge agenda plays into this, notice how
Arian,
every character death I explained
How are
and
games
showed
letting them get away with these types of scenes? OMG.
ESG, that's why. ESG. It's the deconstruction of the white guy, of the white man, of the scene of it's the deconstruction of like whiteness, and even if it's in positivity or negativity. That's what it is. That's what ultimately what it is. This is why when any show or
Says
movie,
man, they've ruined a game I wanted to play later on in the future.
whether it's a game or movie, it doesn't matter what it is. If it's something that stars a white person per se, if it stars a white person in that sense, um, from way back when, as seen or depicted as a hero, um, they will trash it. They will get rid of it. They will outright destroy it, because the idea of a white person being a hero or being appreciated is it is now seen as a problem, which I think
Says Arkham Batman was a man, they just did that to him.
that's why, because if this was any
Arian,
other character,
I've seen this sort of stuff on horror movies, which is understandable, but to do it to Batman?
but like
Come on, even I
is
feel offended.
this is
But that's just me personally.
this is the deconstruction of the white man. This is what this is ultimately, because like if it was any other race, they wouldn't have done it, or gender, or like female, the white man specifically, and not even white people. It's white, like not white woman or white man. It's the white man specifically, because um Batman is probably the most popular superhero of all time. I think probably even more so popular than just no, the two most popular, I think, heroes of all time between both platforms, between DC and uh Marvel. When it comes to DC, the first two you think of is either Batman or Superman, and I honestly believe Batman is more popular than Superman. Like if there was like, and then when it comes to Marvel, whenever you hear Marvel, you're thinking either Iron Man or Spider Man. Those are the two that you're thinking of most cases. If you have to think of like two iconic heroes, and when I say iconic heroes, I'm not talking about in overall. I'm talking about in the zeitgeist of today. I'm talking about like the popularity of today based on movies, video games, all that stuff. So like that's what I'm saying. Not I'm not saying in just comics alone, because if we're talking about comics alone, that might be
Arian,
twisted a little bit.
it's odd though. They go after white men mainly.
Yes,
There are both.
that's what that is.
Wonder why it's mainly directed at guys and not so much at men.
No, it's directly aimed at white men, because remember, once this activist thinking got into the schools, when it got into academia, that's where shit went wrong. It's not like a set of people who are just making these games. It's not a few studios, it's a majority of them. For you to defeat thy enemy, you need to know thy enemy, right? So how this works is that you need to understand your enemy. GI Joe says this all the time. It's actually it's more true in the world now than it is ever. To defeat your enemy, you must know thy enemy. Knowing the battle. Knowing 50% of the battle is winning the war, right? So to deconstruct, you must understand your enemy by infiltrating their ranks, infiltrating their understanding, infiltrating everything about them, right? Now, this also comes in with the idea of what Call of Duty did a couple of years ago. I forgot which game was it. Um, it's the 2+2 = fish or equals 5 scenario. There's a whole segment on this. If you can convince a certain amount of people enough that 2+2 = 5, even though it's not true, you have infiltrated them in a way that you can't even imagine, right? So this is how cults work. That's how cults work. They take people who are disenfranchised. They take people who is an outcast, right? These are why kids are so easy to manipulate. This is why do you think these weirdos are trying to get into the schools, trying to teach kids very
Arian,
very insane things?
true.
Why do you
The
think the
ladies are
schools
given a sort of okay that we're alright, but then the boys take the blunt.
like
I
think
feel truly bad for them.
think of it this way, right? in Japan, TikTok Japan is different. I mean Japan, China. TikTok China's different, right? It's all about education. It's all about, you know, improving oneself. It's always about something positive. There's no jokes up there. There's no memes. There's no dark humors, no any of that. And I don't even think there's even comedy sketches there. It's all have to be like they have to be like a minute to 5 minutes long type videos, and they have to be educational. They have to be something that improves or at least gives information that is worthy of value, right? Over here, you get a mix of everything and anything. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be degenerate nonsense to political activism to anything and anything, right? Almost to the point that the only thing that is outlawed is probably uh extreme, probably sexual deviancy, and then like extreme violence. That's it. Because now you can put violence on TikTok. It just has to be under the notion of if it's being performed by professionals. So some of you may know that like people are like doing a bunch of like fight scenes, but they're doing it in a professional manner. You'll see in the corner somewhere.
I've always wanted to see both female and males get an equal spot but not separate them. Is that a bad thing?
That is a bad thing because, well, no, it depends. That really depends on what the subject matter is. So like say for chess, for instance, I don't think there's a problem if a girl and a guy plays chess together, they're on equal footing. It's literally based on the individual's IQ from that point. But when it comes to like physicality, that's a whole different story because, well, I can't get into it because that's going to cause a
Says
big
like having
story.
both equal in certain games, I mean.
In games, then yeah, I don't see a big deal. I don't think it's a big deal to separate. I think the only reason why they only separate boys and girls in games is because of the toxicity of how competitive men can be. I'm not talking about a physical sense. I'm talking about like more of a high emotional, high status, intensive situation. So like let's use an example, like someone who's playing like League of Legends, right? So like when a bunch of boys are playing like League of Legends at a high level, like especially if they're doing like esports, they're usually very aggressive, and they're aggressive with each other and themselves. So if a guy who's very aggressive says something very nasty to a female, he's gonna be seen as a person of extreme toxicity. But if that same boy said that same exact thing to another guy, no one will think much of it. It's just men being competitive. They're just trash talking. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference.
I understand they do it with certain games because some of the games aren't kid friendly, so they specifically don't add the girls in, or if they do, there are rare cut scenes with them.
Give me an example. Cause that, give me an example on that. Just give me a form of example on that particular statement, so I know how to go about that response. Let's see here. Because it's just seen different when a man's being aggressive towards a woman. We just look at it as much more of a I wouldn't say predatory, but like very it's not a natural thing that is seen to be normal. That's why in most cartoons you never see a guy bullying a girl on a physical level. Yeah, he might tease a girl, but you never see them physically do the same as a boy, right? You have never seen an actual cartoon where a guy's physically being a bully to a girl in a cartoon or a show. He might be aggressive to us, sort of like hold her arm, pull her arm, or something to that extent. But when it goes beyond that,
well, I was watching The Walking Dead, but I guess it was like 18 plus. So the girls were included, but a lot of cussing was included. But in a different game that had violence would make more sense. There are other games, but I can't think of them off the top of my head.
Okay. Well, I'm not really sure of those games that you're referring to, so you find a clear enough one, then we'll talk about that. But like it's just like it's the idea of that if a dude's being very aggressive to a female on a physical level, we won't society will not accept that, especially in the West. Maybe somewhere in the Middle East, but not in the West. I'm just saying. That's just how that is, you know. It just won't fly. Like, yeah, like I'm pretty sure we've seen that anime. What was that anime called? Shit. It was about a boy who made fun of a deaf girl, or he bullied a deaf girl, kind of, sort of.
They're sort of like those horror thriller games for like PS4 or violence games. People that like thriller or stuff we don't talk about, thrill seekers basically.
And that has violence towards women, or like, you gotta give me a game. Like, you gotta give me a game in a.
Says the movie you're talking about is called The Silent Voice.
The Silent Voice. There we go. So like within the Silent Voice, he teases her to a certain extent. To it, like, he teases her to I want to say to a physical sense. It only got physical at the far end of them being kids, when she couldn't take it no more, right? And he didn't really technically fight her. It was more like she got tired of his shit, and then she started attacking him.
Says yeah, but then they become friends. It's a moving movie.
Yeah, but like the point about that was that it's not about the ending of the show. It's not about them being friends. It's the concept of a boy bullying a girl. It's just not a common thing, and it's not really looked. It's frowned upon because ultimately, no matter how much women like to say about the whole feminist agenda, how women can do what men do, it's just that men who are physically just stronger than women on certain aspects of life. It is what it is. Now, when I say this, a lot of people think, because they'll like to pull this nonsense where they'll say, well, what about a girl who's buff who fights a boy who doesn't work out? And I'm like, obviously she's going to win because she's fucking buff. But if you put a dude who's just as buff as that woman, she will not win. You know what I'm saying? It's that's how you put on an evil playing field. But feminist really takes that to literal heart when I say that men are physically stronger than women. They're physically stronger based on the equal footing that's happening. So if you're 6'5", right, and you work out against a girl that's literally like what 5'10", and she kind of works out, or even the same height, and kind of work out the same as him, he will win because he has more muscle mass. It just is what it is. But I'm not saying that a dude who's 5'1" can take on a girl who's like 6'10" who works out. He'll lose, obviously, especially if he's not even trained. If she's trained and she's working out, she'll obviously win. That makes sense. That's logic, you know what I'm saying? But if you put that same woman against the same dude with the same workout structure, or even some similar, he will win.
I admire girls sometimes because they may not be as physically strong as boys, but emotionally they can understand a person's emotions at a deeper level. Of that makes sense.
So it is what it is. This is why they don't really put. I think this is the only reason in gaming they don't really put boys in the same pits against girls in gaming. I don't think it's a physical thing. I think it's more of an emotional thing. It's more of like it just doesn't look right when a dude talks crazy to a girl. It just doesn't work. It just feels weird. Maybe that's a societal thing, maybe kind of sort of, but like it just doesn't work. Like if a dude beat a girl at a fighting game, right? And he's like, "Yeah, take that. Let's go. Let's go." It's like he's like giving his hand, like shaking his head, like slapping the hands of his crew because he just beat a girl at a game. It's not the same as if it was another dude, right?
Arian,
It's just not the same.
there was an anime book that did that was called Elfen Lied.
What are you talking about? What was the scene? And not the fact, and like this is what I'm saying. It's not the fact that he won against the girl. I'm not saying that a dude should let a girl win because they're playing a video game, because that'd be stupid. I'm saying it's the overall over the topness that we boys do against each other. like when I'm playing Overwatch, you guys know I can be over top playing Overwatch, right? But like there's context, right? But when you're playing against a girl, right? In a game like that, is especially a girl who's not that competitive. If she's not that competitive, that's one thing. If she is competitive, then I can see where you can kind of like get a big head against her or whatever case may be, just to prove your dominance in that sense. But then again, even if you were to do it the same way if you was doing with a dude, it will still be seen and frowned upon for some odd reason, because it's just not a normal thing per se. It's just not the same. Something about it just doesn't seem the same. Maybe it's just a me thing. Maybe you guys don't feel the same. Maybe it's not. It's completely different for you. But that's just how I look at it. But then again, you know, everyone looks at things differently. Let's see.
That each of these characters are all coincidentally male. There's a reason for that.
Yes,
This
I said
brings
that.
me
I
to
said
Wonder
this.
Woman, who is the only member of the league.
Listen to
who is
this. Listen.
an
Listen to this.
and Walker-led version, and them putting a bullet in
Ariane
Batman's brain is.
Apparently she was a hybrid but was stronger than the male despite being bullied. She
No,
was a
she was
hybrid
no,
created
she
by
was.
a powerful male
That
as like
doesn't
an
count.
experiment.
That does not count.
She's basically like a drone or not fully human, so she had the advantage, but later in the anime books developed human emotions once her hybrid self started to get yanked off.
Yeah, but that
It's
doesn't.
easier if you read the manga.
No, I know that anime, but like I was talking about. I thought you was mentioning something like a scene that was on a physical. No, that's a difference. She has like little.
Says Lucy.
She has like razor like invisible hands that cuts through people. That's a different story. That's a whole different thing. You know. Shit. Hold on.
Says yes, Lucy.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me play the
Nightbot.
code.
Be a support hero today.
Because let's
by
be
using
honest,
commands like
they would not
/donation and /cash app.
They would not do this to like. They wouldn't do this type of thing to just to Wonder Woman. I don't think so. They wouldn't do this to Catwoman. They wouldn't do this to any of them like that.
Of the previous Sefton Hill and Walker-led version, and them putting a bullet in Batman's brain is but an insult to their legacy, a cleansing of the slate, and a complete rejection of their hard work in existence. That scene represents more than Batman dying to me. It's the death of Rocksteady's soul as a developer. And circling this all back to how Sweet Baby's woke feminist charge agenda plays into this, notice how every character death I explained and showed
Is
that
men.
each of these characters are all coincidentally male? There's a reason for that. This brings me to Wonder Woman, who is the only member of the League who isn't brainwashed by Brainiac. And she shows up a couple of times throughout the story to somewhat help the squad, but not really. Anyway, she eventually gets to a fight with Superman. And after stabbing Superman with a kryptonite spike, which doesn't kill him, Superman blasts Wonder Woman with his laser eyes and effectively kills her. Except, unlike all the other League members whose deaths are played as jokes or are brushed aside almost immediately, Wonder Woman's is the only one that has sad music and shows the squad actually feeling terrible to see Wonder Woman dying in front of them. Harley even bends down comforting Diana in her final moments, and the squad pleads with her to allow them to get medics to help her.
Wow. You see what I say? I just said it! I just fucking said it! I just said it, dude.
Says shows how much guys value gals.
This guys, what do I just said it. This proves that whenever I'm drawing a female, it will be valued more than me drawing Goku. The only time men care if Goku's being drawn is from Kira Toriyama. Let's just call it for what it is. That's it. I just proved it. They wouldn't do this to someone like Wonder Woman. Okay, yeah, they killed her off, fine. But then again, they killed her off with emotional respect. All the men got killed off in either comedic situations or just no remorse whatsoever.
Yes.
I
truly
just
value
said
women.
it.
It's beautiful to see sometimes.
No, I don't think. Okay, when I say value women, I don't think it in the way I think you're thinking I'm saying this. Value women for whatever they can give, not whatever they are. Because if they did, if they actually did, they would be in this room right now. Because they know I draw women majority of the time, but they're not in here.
Says that's what I meant. I kind of meant both combined.
So, like, that's wild. That just proves it right there. They gave Wonder Woman respect after her death, but no, not Bruce, not Kent, not Barry, not even the Green Lantern. He was in his underwear when he died. Literally in his like Green Lantern underwear. That was supposed to be funny. And this is not Hal Jordan's Green Lantern. This is I think it's John.
Maybe because they accepted Wonder Woman as a warrior and accepted her as such.
No, I don't think so. No, because Wonder Woman, like, remember, each of these heroes are just heroes, right? They did the right thing and they always do the right thing, right? It's odd that the one female Wonder Woman
Says it was just an idea.
Was JLA member was considered to be seen as a sympathetic situation with their death compared to all of them. One gets pissed on, one dies with his underwear on, and one gets brutally killed, execution style, and one just kind of just dies. That's wild.
She dies anyway, and the entire scene is played with grace and respect, as if this passing of an icon is actually important, and that fans need to feel the emotional impact knowing the Amazonian warrior is now no more. It's interesting that out of all the JLA members, the only woman in the group is actually not played as a joke, and her death actually has meaning.
Yep, there you go.
Sweet Baby, of course, is a feminist agenda-driven studio that has ruined many things in the past, as I already showed you. And since they worked on scripts and cutscenes, this absolutely means when Rocksteady was having conversations as to how they should portray each member's death, that of course Wonder Woman's would need to be respectful and meaningful.
Wow.
Simply because she's a woman, and women are of course better than men in every conceivable way in the eyes of woke activists. And men are but dispensable tools meant to be used and pissed on, walked over, or desecrated once their usefulness has passed its value. The fact that Wonder Woman of all characters within an Arkhamverse game gets a somewhat heroic send-off is ridiculous to me. Considering this game and the universe surrounding it
Says
does not
LMAO, I
exist as
just
it
said
does without Batman and his games. And yet Wonder Woman, in her first appearance in the Arkhamverse, is given more respect and screen time than Batman himself. That's not by mistake. That's a deliberate choice designed to hammer home Sweet Baby and Rocksteady's female agenda. These developers hate these characters, and their deaths and how they're treated prove this is not the Rocksteady we once knew. But it's instead been infiltrated and overrun by woke psychos who only see people for the color of their skin or what's between their legs. In terms of the finale of the story, the squad ends up getting captured by Brainiac after killing Superman, and they are villain monologued by Brainiac, who talks about how he's going to turn Earth into his home and all that. Anyway, Brainiac also has that weird MCU Ultron-like dialogue, if you know what I mean. Like, he's evil, but he's played like he's so clever and trying to be funny, but it doesn't really land, if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
Anyway, Lex saves the squad, and they end up going to fight Brainiac once and for all, and then the game really shows that it's no longer made by a studio that makes trends, but chases them. As Brainiac then turns into a purple Flash, and you just fight the Flash boss battle again, basically.
Why?
But now he summons some minions with some extra mechanics, I guess, and that's it. You defeat Brainiac, who is really just a reskinned repeat boss fight of the Flash, just like Scirocco said it was, and that's it. You beat him, you trap him, and you bring him to Lex and Waller, to which Lex tells the squad they will now have to go to different multiverses to defeat the other versions of Brainiac. Effectively meaning everything you just did will have to repeat because this is a live service game after all. Also, Brainiac gets stabbed in the head by Waller and dies, and she and Lex walk away as if everything that just happened doesn't matter, which is honestly what the game makes it feel like in the end. Since there's multiple universes where you'll just repeat these things over and over as you grind levels and loot and level up your battle pass.
That just spun my head, holy
which no
smoke.
one yet knows as of the making of this video anyway, is that every time you reach Brainiac in another universe, I would guess you just fight another JLA member, but they are purple now, so maybe the next universe is purple Superman, then purple Batman, and so on and so on. So instead of making a unique final boss fight that could have incorporated Brainiac's unique abilities, instead you just fight the Flash again. This is
What's better than a cheesy bite?
Oh, Jesus
Cheese
Christ,
in
bro.
every bite. That's why we invented stuffed crust pizza.
Shut up.
This is modern gaming live service nonsense, my friends. Like Destiny or any other game like it, you just shoot damage sponges as numbers pop off to incrementally get stronger.
Yes.
And the entire thing is treated like a joke because that's what these sorts of games think of their player base. You're just cattle to be farmed for watch time and microtransactions anyway. Of course, during early access, Suicide Squad has already gone offline twice as well. So for people who paid $100 for the deluxe edition to play early, they have had their precious time they spent extra for getting taken away from them at this crucial point. Why even pay for early access if you can't access the game early? It's ridiculous. And also, as I was making this, there's been an article
Says
released
where is
titled
B?
True Lies,
She
the
hasn't
story of the
responded for a
misleading
while.
Suicide Squad leaks.
no.
This is from Experter.com, and according to this article, which has information gained via data mining,
I
they
think of it
claim
now.
that they know what happens going forward with the Arkhamverse.
Well, she's...
According to this report, sometime during Season 2 or 3, Rocksteady will introduce some magical bullshit reason that restores the Arkhamverse. Or the Suicide Squad might make another universe home over the one they originate from. It's not said exactly. Anyway, the point here is that the end goal here is to eventually lead this story over months or a full year until the JLA members can be resurrected and unbrainiacs apparently so they can fight back against Brainiac. They won't be playable according to this, but they'll be likely quest givers and stuff, I guess. Again, it's not explicitly stated. But the end goal here, according to this report, is that Suicide Squad will eventually end or reach a point where the Justice League is alive again, either in a rebooted Arkhamverse,
Says yikes now
or it's
they're
an
going
entire other
crazy.
universe separated from the one we are in currently. Some may see this as good news, but this doesn't fix much of anything for me. It doesn't change the fact that the Arkhamverse Batman is dead and the rest of the JLA within it are oft in ridiculous ways. And if Rocksteady were smart, they would course correct as fast as humanly possible and alert potential buyers into assuring them that their heroes are not dead. But this is just according to this article, but for all I know what they're saying isn't true. After all, this same leaker claimed Killer Croc was the first lead character, but we know that's not true and it's actually an alternate universe Joker instead. Which, by the way, an alternate universe Joker also shows that the plot of games like Batman Arkham City are also pointless now too, and the implementation of a separate Elseworld Joker lessens the impact of that game's story and retroactively makes it worse as well. Basically, the existence and plot of Suicide Squad does, no matter how you slice it or put it, makes the Arkhamverse worse regardless.
Says
Even
someone
if they have a
keeps
season or
sending you a
something that
bunch of
reverts the
stuff
plot of this game,
BTW.
then the question becomes, why even make this game to begin with if nothing that happens is going to stick anyway? This is the problem with Elseworld multiverse nonsense. It never betters a story in my opinion, and all it does is ruin the legacy of anything a multiverse-like story is connected to for the most part anyway. Regardless if this all gets rebooted or not, Flash still gets pissed on after dying, Green Lantern is stripped to his boxers, Wonder Woman turns into dust, and characters like Superman die. It actually annoys me even more if it turns out they're reverting all these changes in the future as well. Because it shows not only can't they give something fans want, but they also don't have the strength to stick to their initial plan either. It just makes the whole thing feel pointless, and this game is just not what people want out of the Arkhamverse. We just wanted a continuation of the Batman games that didn't ruin anything, and between this and the other commercial and critical flop in the form of Gotham Knights, DC is really wanting to double down on this nonsense no matter what. To finish, Warner Bros. Gaming and streaming boss JB Perrette said in an interview that they want to make as many of their IPs into live service games. So Suicide Squad is unfortunately going to be a trend when it comes to WB's vision of what they want their future games to look like. And yet games like Shadow of Mordor,
people may
Hogwarts
eventually
Legacy,
stop
which
playing
Warner
the games
also owns, have sold
entirely.
millions of copies. And the difference between those and games like this is that they were single-player games, and audiences responded in kind. So if someone at WB is watching this by chance, please don't make more games like this. We don't want everything to turn into an always online play in our world experience that can be turned off and refused access to players with a flip of a switch. There's a reason why Hogwarts Legacy sold the way it did, and I promise you it clearly has nothing to do with live service elements. Just make great games, stop injecting everything with woke nonsense, and you'll make all the money in the world. Or you can keep making misfires like Gotham Knights or always online services like Suicide Squad, and I guess we'll see based on what the market decides. But as always, thank you for watching, and let me know what you think of Suicide Squad and its live service elements. Do you want more stuff like this or less? Are you buying it? If so, why? And if not, let me know as well. Like, subscribe, and share the video if you enjoyed it, and thanks to my patrons as always. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one.
Batman Arkham Knight, the Arkham series has a special place in my heart.
50 reasons why we still love Hollywood, apparently.
like it. I'm telling you, is one of the best superhero games I
Arian.
ever played.
Hey Teach, who keeps sending you stuff?
That's not me.
Chat
That's
or
not
noise
you.
is going nuts on your TikTok.
That's-
Restream.io. Trophy
not for me.
congratulations. You've received 100 messages today with Restream chat.
But like, yo, that's crazy. And for them to do what they're doing is bullshit, yo.
When we moved into the house, my kids started seeing things.
Says okay. The noises were going off, so I thought someone was sending a ton
Hey
of
guys,
stuff.
welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to talk about the live-action Powerpuff Girls series. Remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
Oh, I can't
It was
forget
supposed to be
it.
for the CW, right?
Yeah, very, very bad
Ass.
idea. They canceled it. Thank God it was a mercy killing.
People are probably like, wait, what? It came out? No, they canceled it.
No, they
It
canceled
was
it.
awful.
But the showrunner is out there now because she has a new movie out.
I think NDA's up.
The NDA is up, and now they're going to talk about what went wrong with it. Everything went wrong with
It
it.
was
We'll
super
talk about
woke.
the
I
backlash.
bet you it
I
was
don't know
woke
what
as
the
hell.
hell they were
Just a
thinking. They were going to basically Riverdale the Powerpuff Girls.
Oh no.
Not a good idea.
No,
Really not a good
don't.
idea. Apparently now they're bringing the show back
No.
with Craig McCracken in charge. A new
Oh,
animated
okay,
version.
okay, that's a
what
good
I
thing.
heard.
Yeah.
When they were kids.
Yes, when they're kids.
Yeah, he didn't like this
Says
version either.
Bean's back.
He was not happy with it.
He didn't like this, and he didn't like the 2016 version. So
Says yes
you
in
know what I'm
here.
saying. But when you
Wait, did you
when you
send,
sell a
stuff?
show to a company like Cartoon Network, you don't know what's going to happen to it. Like we could get a weird ass live action Steven Universe
Says
someday.
which
I
my
hope it
question.
happens
I do too. I hope.
I
so.
hope it happens.
I do. I really do.
Oh, that'll be
Anyway,
funny.
let's talk about this.
Says
Before we get into it
yes.
any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. You get woohoo if you do.
Woohoo!
Probably send
This
it
come
on
from the
Instagram.
Wrap. Geeky found it this morning. Diablo Cody. Is that really her name? Diablo Cody?
Who knows?
I don't know. It sounds like a username. Diablo Cody was really bummed. Live action Powerpuff Girls series got scrapped. We wanted to do something kind of weird.
Yeah. No. He did.
Says it's
No.
hard to hear
Yeah.
with how
Well,
loud the
she made
voices
some
on the
comments, and I was
YouTube are.
like, no.
No. It would have probably been easier to do a straight live action adaptation of the existing show. She said, yeah, it was too far removed from the Powerpuff Girls. Now, for those of you who don't,
No
far
shit.
removed.
Okay.
for those of you who don't remember, God, it just
Ah,
looks
okay.
cringy. For those of you who don't remember, they were basically going to
Oh yeah, you want me to put
take the
that on
Powerpuff
thing.
Girls, age them up, tart them up,
Says yes, teach. I send it.
All right.
Riverdale the shit out of this, that they were now young ladies who like to fuck a lot, as I understand
Oh,
it. And they'll
no.
fuck anyone. Sugar, spice, and everything nice. And yeah, they were going to make a more adult Powerpuff Girls show.
No.
And this was a terrible, terrible, terrible idea. Nobody liked it. But it was
Says,
gonna
oh
be
yes, I remember
Well,
this.
that's the thing. I think edgy means exactly everything you described. It doesn't mean that.
Yeah. Chloe Bennett tried to save her career. She jumped ship right after the
Yeah.
pilot was filmed. They tried to fix I remember they tried to fix the pilot. Now this is for the CW, and the CW basically got disemboweled. It got sold off for I think $0. I think it was
For
$0.
real?
I know they did. They
That makes
shifted
sense.
it to somebody else. But it's funny to me that with this show, though, I remember the reason they canceled it finally after
Arian,
the backlash when people got the scripts leaked.
But the
and
way
everything
they
else, we're gonna
tried
talk
to
about that.
design the Powerpuff Girls was
because
insane.
They said it was the pilot was too campy.
Yeah.
No shit.
What? Yeah. So she's talking to the Wrap ahead of Lisa Frankenstein. I did not realize that was her. Actually, Pinky Boo was kind of interested in that. But that's going to be
Why?
coming out in a week. So of course they have to bring it up. Like, hey, Diablo Cody, we remember you. You're the idiot that came up with the idea for the Powerpuff Girls live action movie. She
You're
said
the
there
idiot.
were honestly a lot of issues. It's a bummer. I was really bummed out about it.
I wasn't. I was happy.
Is it
I'm
Heather
happy.
Rainier and I who created it together? We were very, very excited about that show.
That makes two people.
Really?
It didn't pan out. And sometimes things just don't. I mean, to be honest, like most of the time, things don't.
That's actually true. I can tell you from people who have been doing this kind of stuff for years around different industries like comics, animation, that kind of stuff for years. A lot of times things don't pan out. There's a lot of money wasted on things that don't pan
Pan
out.
out,
But that's
mhm.
another story.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing how much money, and we've been down this road ourselves, how much money Hollywood throws at optioning things that they never actually greenlight, or even if they greenlight a pilot, they don't actually greenlight the series.
Or Hollywood will be, they'll throw money to option something just to keep it
To
off the
sit on it.
table.
Yep.
So they can put something else that's similar to it out.
Yeah,
and
because
things
they
like
don't want to compete. Yeah, we've had experience with that. They don't want a competitor to come up with something similar,
Mhm.
right? So they'll be like, oh yeah, we'll option it, we'll tie it up for 5 years, and then in that 5 years time, our thing will come out. This has happened to comic book people so many times.
Mhm.
There was the one guy I can't remember. I think it was the guy who did Delilah Dirk, which was a webcomic, and they published the comic, and he was all excited that Disney optioned his stuff. And I remember thinking to myself, I'm like, no, oh my dear sweet summer child. They did that just to sit on Delilah Dirk because it was very similar to Indiana Jones, which they own, and they probably don't want a Delilah
Well, I'm
Dirk
sure it's been
movie out there.
released now. That was
Oh, I'm
years
sure.
ago, and they never
sure.
did anything with it. Shocker. Nothing against Delilah Dirk. I'm saying
No, I think it's a very good comic. I do. I think it's a good
surprised.
comic.
We thought that what they were probably optioning it for was not this. Or they were going to go in a different direction. If it had been 5 years later, they probably would have done it. They probably would have gone all in because a female-led Indiana Jones like adjacent type thing. They would have, but at the time they optioned it, that wasn't all the rage. It was a few years before 2014. So anyway, they're talking about little is known about the plot. That's not true. The script's out there.
Yeah, we have it.
Beyond a log line at the time that it was set to follow heroines Blossom, Bubbles, and Buttercup as the disillusioned 20-somethings who resent having lost their childhood to crime fighting.
What?
Apparently, it was about more than just losing their younger years.
Bro,
Although that apparently comes
bro, are you kidding me?
The Powerpuff Girls were
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? They lost their childhood for being superheroes? Have you guys watched the show? Are you fucking serious? Bro, did anyone watch this show? Did they just really just said that? They lost their childhood because they were superheroes? No. No. No, I'm not gonna sit here and no.
Says ain't no way.
Last I
Says
checked,
that's not right.
Last I checked, Blossom, Bubbles, and Buttercup was in kindergarten. Right? If you are saving the day, they didn't even watch the fucking movie that came out. If you're saving the day, or if you have superhero powers, superpowers, right? And you're born with them, and everyone knows what your face looks like, you're not saving the day all the time, right? Yeah, they're saving the day as best as they can, but they can't save everyone, right? So they have time to be kids. They didn't watch this show. You're not always saving the day. Yeah, I know that the mayor calls them to save the day, whatever the case may be, but that's usually a catastrophic problem, like Mojo Jojo's like destroying the city with a giant robot, right? But he's not calling them when there's a cat in the tree. You know what I'm saying? So, what the hell? Like, I don't know what the hell. And there's 3 of you. Not 1 of you, there's 3 of you. You have super strength, super speed. Some of them have their own particular powers on their own. Actually, they developed a lot of different powers
Says
throughout
I
the
don't
show.
know if they were immortal.
No, that wasn't immortal. They developed so many different powers over the show. They learn how to do after image. They learn how to use ice. Some learned, I think, thunder powers. Like, I remember there was a whole episode where they was just displaying all their different powers against one monster that they could not defeat. I forgot what episode that was, but it was some alien monster that kept on adapting to everything they was doing. It was different powers that even they just made up on the spot that was cool as hell. But like, Jesus Christ. Like, come on, man. After a while, you, as a criminal, you don't even do bad things anymore because there's like 3 of them. It's not like 1 of them. They got tired of being... No, bro. No. I don't know. No. No, I'm not subscribing to that.
And they were really disillusioned because they felt that they had almost been exploited. Had almost been exploited. They were like child stars when they were young superheroes. And so they hadn't really used their powers in years. And then Townsville was under attack once again, and they realized they had to get over their differences and reunite.
So, the Umbrella Academy, basically.
Basically.
It's the Umbrella Academy.
Basically.
Wait, it gets better.
Okay.
Cody notes that it was fun to write about the trio at this age and figure out how they'd handle Gen Z problems.
Oh my God.
Thanks for the like, I appreciate it.
By somebody who's nowhere near Gen Z. But that it did make things
Says
harder in
Powerpuff
terms
Girls
of getting
did
the show out of the
Madaraga
gate.
first law.
And then they talked about Craig McCracken didn't like the show.
No.
I think just in general, making the Powerpuff Girls adults was a challenge because it would have probably been easier to just do a straight live action adaptation of the existing show. But we want to do something kind of weird.
Yeah, and it was weird. It seems the weirdness didn't translate for the network executives, though. Mark Pedowitz,
which we laughed about multiple times.
Why do I feel like they would have did a better job if they just made a fucking movie? I think they would have did a better job if they made a movie at this.
So
not a CW Riverdale show. It's a CW. Guys, this is the CW. You know how woke the CW is? You know it's woke when casual people don't want to fuck with Riverdale anymore. Like, be honest, like Riverdale is abysmal. It is abysmal. Like it was fine in the first few seasons or in that whole Game Master thing where they was doing the whole like Dungeons and Dragons thing. That was fine. That's where the end show should have just literally stopped. But after that crap, that was it just got
Says
real
the guy
strange.
make their own studio. It's throwing off Disney and Marvel.
Like they need to like it was not like Riverdale. Like for those who actually watch Riverdale, I was forced to watch it with the girlfriend, and I started kind of liking it, and then not liking it. I tolerated it, but I tolerated to a point where I was like, okay, I can get what's happening. I get the characters. I get like the idea of Riverdale is kind of like Scooby-Doo, right? Riverdale is like at the beginning, it's kind of like a murder mystery type show, right? Kind of to a certain extent, with a little bit of like charm, like a little like they try to make it like modern with a 1960s type vibe based on how the characters are designed. I get it, but it kind of stops. That's where it stops kind of being like Archie from that point, because if you stop and think about it, I don't remember if Archie's this promiscuous, but he has slept with every woman on the show. He has slept with like every woman on the show. He got with Betty, he got with Veronica, he got with the black girl, I forgot her name, from Josie's and the Pussycats. He got with a lot of women. Remember, Archie's supposed to be the dude with the heart of gold. He's supposed to be like the main character, per se. I know he's not the title name character, but he's ultimately the main character. You know. But this man has somehow weaseled his way in every woman's pants on this show. Jughead was only with like one woman or two. Actually, one woman, Betty, and then one other woman who was like a terrible ex-girlfriend. That's it. That's it. Every other guy, either no. But somehow Archie just somehow weasels his way because I guess he's a male feminist. So it tells male feminists that if you are a male feminist long enough, you will get to be with all the women. Kind of like anime. Like if you're a very nice guy in all of harem, you will get all the girls. All the girls will be in the same bed with you in like DxD. If you're just a very nice guy, that's it. You just need to be nice. You just need to give women their chance. Just be nice to them. They will not make fun of you. They will not ridicule you. They will give you every chance. Even the hottest of hottest women will do it. You know. It's coming. But those mean men, they're just so mean and misogynist all the time. Being rude, and always like doing frat boy stuff. How terrible. I wish there was male feminists. They'll understand. Just like how Just like how Velma gave Fred from the Velma show a book of feminism, and he just turned to a feminist within 24 hours. No one likes him now. Not even Velma. Velma liked Fred for some odd reason in the show, but wanted him to be in jail. Lied on him to be on jail, and then still liked him after the fact. And then once she made him read some feminist book, she doesn't even like him anymore. Doesn't that tell you something, people? Come on. They outright tell you in your face. If you're a man and you're hearing this, listen closely to this. He was not a feminist. The feminist woman liked him. The white, blonde, blue-eyed, heterosexual male was hated but still liked by the evil, mean feminist. Once he got on her side, she didn't want nothing to do with him anymore. What does that tell you? Remember, this is Mindy Kaling. Remember this. She's a staunch feminist. She said this many times. And she wrote this show with her as the title character. Main character said she was in love with Fred or liked Fred. Not with Shaggy. Shaggy. Remember Black Shaggy? He was very for the feminism. He was a male feminist. He supports people of color.
Says
X, Y, and
when
Z.
the bad boy turns good boy.
Yeah, like no, yes. And he's not. And Fred's an idiot. He's not even a bad guy. He was just a dude. He was just honest, right? He was an idiot, but he was honest. This is why. Think of it this way: Fred from Velma is Luffy in One Piece. Okay? I know that's a very big stretch what I'm saying here, but just put in context. Fred does not care. Fred does what he wants. Fred X, Y, and Z. When Luffy wants something, he does not care who he has to get in front. He'll do it and get it because he wants it. Right? He's not that smart. Fred, written in this show, is not that smart. Actually, he's very pathetic. Actually, when you think about it, Luffy's pretty pathetic. The only thing that makes Luffy special is that he has his powers. If his powers didn't exist, he would be really useless and annoying. Just be honest with you. Just stop and just think to yourself. With Luffy without his powers, he'll be just as useless as Usopp. Probably. Right? But remember, Hancock from One Piece loved him because he was being honest. He was being genuinely himself. He was not doing it because he liked this woman. Like everyone said how beautiful she was. You notice that perfect example. You see Hancock when she has her powers, or she's not really technically using her powers, but she knows she's good looking, right? And everyone who follows where she goes and does, she says, no matter what bad thing you do, you're still hot. Remember that in the arc? And what does she do? She steps over you. Whether you're a woman or a man, she steps over you and thinks you're nothing. The one person who did not think she was all that pretty, or didn't even admit it, or didn't care, was Luffy. Guess who she's in love with? You know what I'm saying? It tells you right there. Like, she's on an island of women, right? Who have never seen men before. Right? And you notice all the women did not like how Luffy was at the beginning because he was honest, or at least just being himself. And then after a while being around him, they followed everything he did. He showed them how to party. He showed them how to have fun, right? And he's not even just got Hancock to love. He just got that other girl to like him, that blonde-haired one. I forgot her name. That every girl set out to see him leave, to say goodbye, and want him to come back. What does that tell you? The message that they're telling you is that if you follow the male feminist nonsense, you will be alone. You will not get nowhere. I'm not saying be no red pill. I'm not saying that. I'm saying just be yourself. If a girl doesn't like you being yourself, she ain't for you. But there will be a girl that'll be there for you if you just be yourself. Same thing with girls. It goes the opposite direction. If you just be yourself as a girl, be honest with yourself, and be honest with the individual you're with, everything will go fine for you. The ultimate message is be yourself. Don't try to fit a mold or anything like that. Oh, and number one thing I'll always tell guys, this is my one advice in dating. Never ask a girl what kind of guy you're into. If you're into girls, never ask a girl what kind of guy you're into. Just ask questions, but don't ask that question. Because when you ask that question, I learned this when I was young. When you ask this question, now they have a perceived understanding that since you just literally laid out the cheat code for them in front of you, they're going to think everything you do is now going to be like, you're just genuinely doing it because you're trying to impress them. And once they figure that out, they're like, eh. They kind of get the ick. Girls like a dude who's genuinely being impressive because that's how he is. They don't like it when he's trying to impress them. They get the ick really fast. So, like, just be yourself. If you're into certain things, if you like being alone, if you like doing your thing, a girl will follow you. I'm dead serious. She don't have to be, like, obsessed with you. Like, if you are interesting to them, to her, and you're into, like, say you're into Gunpla, right? You're into Gunpla. That's your thing. For those who know what Gunpla is, it's pretty much like Gundam like model figurines, right? Right. If that's your thing and she cares and she genuinely likes you, she will not think it's a problem. Now, she might think it's a problem if it's like taking every facet of your life to the point that you can't like make money or anything. Then that's kind of a problem. That's an issue. But if it's something that you do on the side as a hobby and it doesn't interfere with your personal life or your health or whatever case may be, she'll think this cool. She might even take part in it, bro. She might even help you take pictures of your shit and put it on the internet. You'd be surprised how much a girl, if she genuinely likes a dude, even if she knows he's a loser, she'll lie to herself knowing that he's the best thing. That's the best thing about having a girl who likes you. When she likes you,
says underscore.
Hey, if she likes you, how are you doing, hon? If she likes you for you, no matter what it is, she'll lie to herself long enough or convincing enough to think whatever you're doing is not that problematic as long as it's not like hurting her, you, her money, your money, or just overall just your overall well-being. If it's something that you do on the side when you're just bored, then that's she'll totally excuse it. But once it becomes like a detriment problem, she will not want to deal with that. And I think it should be vice versa for men too. If a woman's like into something that is like taking the facet of their life that is problematic, then you should say something just like she should. But if they decide not to, maybe this is not going to work out. You just gotta be fair with yourself, right? You just gotta be fair on that.
Says hey Bry underscore.
But that's what I'm saying. This is wild, man. This is wild. Like that's why I really don't take feminists too seriously on things they say. Not all the time, but not. And I'm not talking about feminists. I'm not talking about women who wants equal rights. I'm talking about those extreme, radical ones who act very insane things that doesn't make much sense. That's what I'm saying.
Says at Melodic Productions, hi hum.
He saw the pilot. He thought it was too campy. They were going to redo it. And it wasn't going to work. But
this next comment, though, is what sums it up for me.
Okay.
Says at Brightriclose.
Cody added that, like with any beloved piece of IP, there's a fan service involved. And trying to make fans of the original happy definitely adds a whole layer of difficulty to it. It was tricky to navigate. Nobody wanted this.
No one wanted this. You didn't have to do it.
No one wanted it. Fans were like, what the hell is this? It was different, tricky. No one wanted it. Like, literally, everybody was mocking the hell out of this.
Nobody wanted it. I mean, people were trying to make it out like, you're just against the Powerpuff Girls being gay, because some of them are gay now.
Oh, no, because that's what they always do.
Buttercup.
No.
I think was it Buttercup that was gay?
Buttercup. Let's be honest. It'll be Buttercup.
Point, if they're going to do an IP, they're going to take an IP that exists and they're going to redo it. I just automatically, no. There's going to be a race swap, a gender swap. Someone's now LGBTQ for no reason, and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
it'll be Riverdale.
When the script leaked,
it'll be Riverdale
because she said that there were multiple versions of the script that were leaked, and we don't know which one it was, if it was real or not.
No,
actually, it was real because people posted pages, some of the cringier dialogue from it,
and
it got taken down. So it totally was real. When they do that shit, it's real. But thankfully, the entire script, the February 9th, 2021 revision, is still out there on the Internet Archive.
So here's some of the lines from the script. This is like the beginning of an episode.
So yeah, it starts out with a fast forwarding. We have teenage Buttercup
she is 8.
texting her girlfriend until 3 a.m. She thinks I'm seeing other girls blossoms because you are. So not just LGBTQ, but LGBTQ plus skank.
Yeah, plus cheater.
So apparently she's like skanky, and they talk about drinking. They talk about, hungover. Bubbles is passed out on the floor, hungover. So they're,
What
so
the hell?
nobody wants to see the Powerpuff Girls being highly dysfunctional as washed up child stars.
This sounds like a Saturday
Why
Night
do
Live skit.
why do
It
like
does.
why is this such a obsession of making shows so adult to the point that it's not even recognizable anymore? Is it supposed to, like, I think what it is, the point is to pull back the layers of our childhood and show us the fact that it's supposed to show us the fact that I don't know what it is. Like what? Things are not sunshines and rainbows. This is what your childhood should be. You should be like depressed and angry and hate the world for what it is, because this is what real life is. People make terrible mistakes and you can't change it from them. That's the point of the TV. The TV is supposed to give me a sense of hope or fantasy from that hope. That's what video games are made for. That's what that very thing is for. But once you try and make everything realistic, that's where the shit goes out the window. You know what I'm saying? That's why people play video games. This is why we watch anime. Right? This is why people watch anime, for this very reason. What? What happened? Hold up. What happened? Oh, hold on. Did I do something again? Suspend it for what? Hate speech, obviously. How long? February 7th. And I appeal. I'm appealing that. I don't care. That is so annoying, bro. Some idiot. Hold on. I hate that. Ah! I hate this fucking... Alright, let me see here. What are we doing now? How do you become, like, I don't know how you can become like a political streamer at all. I don't get it. That doesn't make any sense. Okay. Come on. I hate this fucking app. Alright, whatever. So let me go back to what I was doing. I'll still continue. But actually, no. I try to... Wow, that looks different. Did I get an update? Well, that's the first time that happened when I was actually on the computer. It's the first time. What? Whatever. Oh. Okay. Let me see. I can put in. Well, the stockings kind of feel like one whole stocking. So what's the point of the stocking? It feels like it's kind of like under. There's not much I can do with this. So what I'll do is go over. Okay. Well, this is convenient because I can now call. Right.
You out all night for bubbles. He broke into the zoo again and he made the flamingos drink hypnotique, whatever. And then she kind of.
You're a big drinker, aren't you, Geeky?
Yeah, I'm not. Just,
Such a lush.
They're talking about getting suited up, and then I'm not wearing that buttercup. I'm not wearing that dress anymore. It's compulsory heterosexuality.
Oh my god!
Because don't you know if you aren't straight and you're a woman, you don't like dresses.
That's funny. Okay. All right. So what I'm gonna do. So here. Every time. Well, that is actually fixed. So what I can do. She did want something on the side of her. I think something on the hair, she said. So let me see if I can just make something real quick. Where I go. It's already 8, so I might as well. I'll be on tomorrow.
Ryaga Samurai. TikTok stopping streaming, so I'm on YouTube.
Yes, I know. TikTok's a hoe. TikTok's a hoe. Saw that coming. I hate TikTok. I'm not even gonna lie. I actually do hate the platform.
Ryaga Samurai. LOL.
Can't talk about anything without some fucking butthurt feminist or some person complaining. I don't care. Butthurt as hell. Talking about a TV show. Change speed, my feelings. On a show that is not even happening. It's not even happening. Stupid. Stupid. Shit makes no sense whatsoever. I'm gonna go back and listen to my shit. I don't give a fuck.
Dad freaks out if we do anything off model. He treats us like we're a product he developed.
No one talks like this.
But technically he did. He made you in a lab. So, that'll be the next thing. They'll undo that. They'll just be like, no, he was just like a deadbeat dad. You like kidnapped them or something and told everybody he made them. Or some stupid
This
shit.
goes on. They're talking about like she's smelling her clothes because the crystal deodorant didn't work.
Oh my
Crystal
god.
deodorant doesn't really
What?
work, though. I mean, I haven't used it in years, but I tried it once and no. But they go on. There's comments like this the whole way through it. It was like you can go find it for yourself.
Yeah, I will actually put a link in the comments and I'll pin it if you want to go out and look at this train wreck of a script. It's real. It is real because they took it down. But again, it doesn't matter now because the CW's effectively dissolved at this point. And this thing is deader than dead. And this is going to be one of those weird ass what ifs, just like Kevin Smith's Superman. What if Kevin Smith made Superman with Nick Cage? People wondered for years. We got a little bit of that in The Flash.
Well, they didn't do it justice.
They did not do it justice, to be honest.
It looked like they did it just to
Nick
be as
Cage?
a joke.
As a joke. Yeah, actually, Nick Cage didn't like that. He didn't. He was like, I was all like AI, CGI, like what the hell? I wanted to be Superman. I named my kid after Superman. Why can't I be Superman? Sorry, Nick Cage. You can't. But everybody thought this was a disaster. There's so many drafts, so many different versions of scripts by the time they go into production.
Well, that is true.
It's possible what leaked was maybe, I guess it could have been the shooting script, but also could just be a remnant from development.
But you did. Wait. You guess. I guarantee you look to see what was leaked. There's no way in flipping hell you didn't. There's scripts leaked. First thing that someone's a showrunner is going to do is go look and see if it's the actual script. The fact that the way she's wording this tells me it was the actual script. I don't know. I didn't pay attention. Bullshit. That means it was the actual script.
Playing it really cool, but I think somebody from the production leaked that script because they were like, oh my god, people are gonna have a fit. Let's kill this thing now. Let's kill it now.
I don't know because I wrote a half an hour version. I wrote an hour version. It was at a streamer. Then it was at the CW. So it's like there was a lot of iterations to live action Powerpuff Girls. Yes, I believe there can be a lot of iterations because you write the script multiple times, you change the story. But you'd be able to look at the script, which I guarantee you they did. Oh, the script's leaked. The first thing they're going to do is go look. They would know exactly which one it was. Well, the fact that they want to address that directly tells me which one it was.
Yeah, it's the February 9th, 2021 revision.
Which would have been a CW script. Powerpuff Girls CW script. Identifier.
Yep, there it is.
I just don't remember. I don't remember. Well, shit. I guarantee you, if I was writing a show and the script got leaked, it would be my job, for one, to go check the script what was leaked and see if it was one we were using and what was leaked. So I could do damage control, get it to the people who do it. It'd be my job. So saying you don't know tells me you did know. Because there's no way you didn't know.
Yeah, she's playing it cool. I think it was devastating personally, I think it was because this was like a big, high-profile thing, and it was a huge clusterfuck.
Last comment. I would not be surprised if there's a live-action Powerpuff Girls show at some point, but they probably won't hire me to do it again. Well, I hope to God they wouldn't.
What? Shocker.
And let me guess, is Lisa Frankenstein a lesbian?
I don't know.
Because they're talking about this weird love story, shocking love story. No, it's a dude. She's a good. I'm surprised.
It actually doesn't look bad. It looks to. I mean, from what I saw of the trailer, I mean, this is the
So
thing.
would she make a man so she could be an?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, that's actually funny.
It actually reminds me of something that would have been made in the late '80s, early '90s.
It does. Even the film, the way the film is.
Yeah,
it
very
like
Tim Burton-esque, right? And I actually like those kind of movies. And our daughter saw the trailer and she's like, "Oh, it looks."
I'll have to watch the trailer for this later. It's basically, if you can't find the man you want, you make the man you want. So.
That's where I came from. I told you I'm an AI. People don't believe me.
Right.
She made Mr. Right.
Most people don't know what that movie is. They don't get that reference.
Because we're old. Yeah, that was a movie. John Malkovich was a
I don't
robot.
like John Malkovich. Sorry, that's probably
take his
an
head off.
unpopular opinion. Yes, I remember that. We were kids though when that was out.
Oh yeah, yeah.
We were like kids. I remember I was like, what?
I vaguely remember anything about it, except I would usually catch the end of it on HBO, and it was like Happy Together be playing.
Yes.
John Malkovich sailed off into space.
Yeah, because he wanted. No. The Robo one stayed with her. The real one went to space.
Right.
Because he doesn't like to be around people, so they made a robot version of him to go to space because it was going to be a long voyage. And it ended up the robot fell in love with the girl and he stayed behind, and then the real one that was supposed to stay on Earth went instead.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Because
okay,
he doesn't like being around people.
Well, that's what happened to me. So I'm the robot version. The real me went to space a long time ago. That's why they call me space. They call me Space Daddy.
No one calls you that.
Anyway, are we gonna?
No one calls you that.
This video.
Yes. So guess what? Powerpuff Girls sucked. So
sucked.
They canceled it.
Thank God.
Diablo Cody basically, was like, yeah, they tried to go weird with it.
Yeah, never go full weird. We're seeing a lot of companies walking it back. They're all walking it back now. They're like, yeah, we went a little too far, didn't we? Went a little too far and things got a little too weird. Let's rein it in next time. Gonna wrap it up. Please subscribe. We'll talk later.
Bye.
A little too high on the. Oh no, it didn't. Too low. Okay. It is what it is. It is what it is. Okay, let me fix this up and call it a night. So I gotta go help the girlfriend with something. Okay. Okay. Dude! Okay. Okay. This is done. Everything in its rightful place. Alright guys, I'm gonna jump off. So annoying how people just think TikTok's all streaming on YouTube. Alright, I'm gonna call it night. So I'll be on tomorrow. I'll be on Twitch and YouTube and all that great stuff. So I'll see you guys in a bit.